by the pricking of my thumbs. Something Wicked This Way podcasts.
That's a pretty good Catherine Hunter.
Thank you. That's why
really
I wanted
good.
to do it.
Yeah.
I think my Hunter is better than my Denzel. We were just joking.
Maybe you should do Denzel. Denzel Macbeth. Maybe you should do it.
We were just joking that this is a quotable movie. And I made the joke, weird, there's no quotes page. And then I open up the quotes page. There are only 5 quotes on the quotes page.
Nobody bothered. Nobody,
That's just
right? Nobody
administrative
was like,
failing. Right.
yeah, no one was like... So, someone did sit down here and write the tomorrow speech.
Someone copy pasted.
But I'm saying, like, someone was like, fuck, come on, it should be on IMDb. It's good writing.
You have to imagine the logic is, who's coming to the tragedy of Macbeth page for Macbeth
IMDb
quotes?
page for Macbeth quotes.
Right. If someone wants Macbeth quotes, there are many places.
There is like 1 or 2 lines that they did tweak.
Give them to me.
I don't have them off the top of my head.
Okay.
And we'll get to this because I think it's like a bigger, not issue, but like concern of the play, but something about Lady Macbeth having children.
Oh, sure.
Right.
They shifted a tense that I was like, they're making a choice.
Yeah, they're right. But that's fun to do. It's fun to make a little choice.
There's also that scene
You're
about the
adapting
1-cent stamps that they add,
right.
where Macbeth is in bed with Lady Macbeth and he's feeling
And
really
then-
down because his stamp art wasn't chosen.
What was a really popular song in 2021?
Oh, here we go.
Right?
I don't. Fuck. Did anything exist in 2021? Most popular song of 2021 was still "Feel Like I Do" by Vin Diesel. I'm like,
On
do I
earth
remember
is
any?
that?
Did Taylor release an album in 2021?
Driver's License
Okay.
was the most popular song of
Yeah.
Driver's
2021.
License is so good.
We've also got Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X.
Oh, sure.
Were we going crazy for Bridgerton? Was that the first season of Bridgerton?
Probably around
2021?
then. So yeah, it'd be funny
Yeah.
if Macbeth was like, away, I have to watch season 1 of Bridgerton. Regé-Jean Page. There's future
He's
Bonds.
going to pop.
I don't know if
Right.
you folks are feeling this. And the two of you had marriages, children, things.
Oh,
that
you're
could
having
demarcate
you don't
time.
like the COVID movie, like the sort of
No,
Okay,
I like this film quite a lot. It's
Okay.
more that we've now had enough distance that I cannot demarcate anything within 2020 and 2021 anymore.
Yeah.
Not really.
All
I
of
mean,
that
I'm
feels
not
like
amazing
3
at that.
months.
Yeah,
I can remember the stuff that happened when I felt like I wasn't a person, but it's all just one soup.
You know how I remember the beginning of COVID is because I had planned a trip to fly out to New York to record this very podcast.
Was it Bewitched?
It was Bewitched.
It was Bewitched. It was
Yeah.
the first thing that I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to get on a plane right now.
Oh, dude, I'll never forget those early, like,
Right.
I guess we're not going to do our live show. Like, it went from us being like, well, the live show's in like 2 months. I mean, like, 2 months is a long time.
Well,
like,
the live
you
show
know.
was supposed to be 1 week after lockdown, and then we
Right.
kicked it to May. And we were like,
right.
it will definitely
Right,
be
that
over.
was it.
They were like, do you
Yeah.
want it further out? And we were like, May, this is definitely over.
I was in a writer's room that they were like, okay, your guys are going to work from home until April.
Yeah.
And we like left food
Yeah.
in the writer's room because we're like, we'll be back in 2
Was
weeks.
that She-Hulk?
That was She-Hulk.
And everything turned out
Attorney at Law.
perfectly.
And it turned out perfectly. The pandemic didn't affect it at all.
Nothing was affected by anything. Do you know that this is a movie that
Right.
was truly started filming
Yeah.
in February
In
And,
February of the 11th century.
2020?
Okay.
I think it was January or February, and they truly just like did what you said, where they were like, okay, let's just like drop the lights where they are.
They
Everyone
left
put their
their
equipment down.
expressionist sets.
We'll be back in like a week. And then they resumed filming in July.
That's correct.
Like they did this movie largely, 3/4 or whatever.
Scott Rudin got canceled in between the beginning of production and the end of production.
He was retroactively removed as producer.
That's very
So it
funny.
doesn't come out till December 2021, but this is like a movie that is slightly pre-COVID and then mostly lockdown, which
Right.
thank God they committed to this visual style that made it easy to be a bubble production.
And people, there are no big like crowd scenes. It does feel
Yep.
like everyone is at least 6 feet away from each other.
And yet this
Yeah, I mean, some people didn't like that.
Yes.
I was like, why is this vibe? It's like no one's even near in the same room with each
but
other.
it doesn't feel like a COVID movie because it was they came to those decisions organically.
I'm not worried about it. It's all good to me.
You seem
I
really
love it.
worried.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying a lot of the stuff I don't like to revisit. The thing I
Yes.
remember, I did see this in a theater, but it was at the peak of like the what was it, Omicron? It was the second wave
Sure.
in December of 2021, where it was like, Jesus Christ, is this going to happen every year?
Did you see it in IMAX?
I did not. I forgot it got a limited IMAX.
That's the
release.
box office game week we're going to do.
Okay.
Because we already did Christmas
Yeah.
2021 anyway.
Right.
And it is funny that it was released in IMAX.
Right, because it came out the same weekend as Matrix Resurrections.
Correct. Yeah.
I saw it. I was dog sitting for my father in the Hudson Valley, and it happened to be during that dog sitting stay that the dog died.
Oh no.
It was not my fault, but it was an emotionally intense 2 weeks that also were like, is there about to be another full lockdown? It felt like we were hinging right on the edge of, is the government going to say, like, hey, let's take another 3 months off?
But
So I was like, maybe I just stay in this house forever. Maybe this is my new lockdown spot. And I took an Uber to the Story Screen Beacon Theater, which has since been renamed, and saw this movie with like one other person in the audience. Sorry.
It's now, I believe, just called The Beacon.
Correct.
Yep.
You were
I was
about
going to make
ask.
a very bad, in poor taste joke and just say, "My lord, your dog is dead."
I mean, that's what I had to call my dad and say exactly that. And he was like, can you say it in like normal language? Anyway, those are my memories about seeing this movie, a film I like quite a bit.
You like this film quite a bit?
Yeah.
I saw this film at the... Oh, wait, what's our podcast? Jesus Christ.
This is
And our
Blank
guest.
Check
Come on.
with Griffin and David. I am Griffin. Thou art David.
Great.
It's a podcast about filmographies, directors who have massive success early on in their careers and are given a series of blank checks to make whatever crazy passion projects they want. And sometimes those checks clear, and sometimes doth bounce, baby.
Yeah, they doth bounce, baby.
is the
All checks are, a fucking poor player, a walking shadow,
Great.
a poor player that struts and frets their hour upon the studio and then is heard no more. An hour? Geez, Shakespeare. More like 3 hours.
This is the first Shakespeare we've covered. Is that correct? Like straight up Shakespeare.
guess you're
not
right.
Reinterpretation. Has to be.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Gee, why haven't we done a Shakespeare
You've never
Patreon?
done a Branagh series.
We
No.
batted around sometimes.
It's a lot of movies.
It's a lot of movies. A lot of
tangent
mustache.
It's a lot of mustache. Double mustache per movie. That's 6 mustaches.
We've never really done Shakespeare.
No.
Huh.
This is a mini-series on the films of Joel and Ethan Coen, together and separately. Today we are covering, to date, Joel's only solo film,
But he's
although
making the second one.
he's in it right now. There will be
Macbeth too.
Macbeth 2. The redemption of Macbeth.
He's back.
Macbeth Reawakening. It's called The Tragedy of Macbeth.
This film is called The Tragedy of Macbeth. What's the new one called? It's like The Queen of Hearts or The Jack of Spades
I
or
think
something?
it's Jack of Spades.
Yeah.
And it's what's his name?
Josh O'Connor.
Josh
that guy's not
O'Connor.
in movies.
And Francis McDormand. That's like all we know.
It looks like it's like a period piece. Yeah.
There was a photo of Josh
Leslie
O'Connor.
Manville and Damian Lewis. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not uninterested.
I'm in.
Give me all that you got. But they're filming in the UK, and there was a paparazzi photo of Josh O'Connell looking fucking unbelievable.
Looking very, very good in 19th century garb.
But to date, this is the only solo Joel movie that has been
Mhm.
released. That movie is perhaps not based on anything as an original screenplay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Unclear, but
Yeah.
so much of the
Don't know.
interest of this movie is that Joel's only solo film we have seen so far is him adapting a pretty unimpeachable work of drama.
Mm.
So this is really a showcase for him as a director. And it's called The Tragedy of Macbeth. And today, our guest joining us for the third time
Third time.
on the
Okay.
podcast,
All right.
maintaining a thematic trilogy.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes, because
It's all witches, David.
all witches. Oops, all witches. The
That's
witch,
so true.
Oz the Great and Powerful, Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yes.
Dana Schwartz is our guest today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
We gave Katherine Hunter Best Supporting Actress
I remember.
at the New York Film Critics
Yeah.
Circle.
She's amazing in this.
Yes. And I was like, that's a cool win by us. And then
Yeah.
no one else really bothered to award her anything. So I felt even better about it.
It was kind of an Issy Oigata moment. Do you remember when he got the first, was it NBR gave him Best Supporting Actor and everyone's like, oh, fuck.
Uh-huh.
Is he a contender in silence?
Right. And then it didn't
Um,
happen again.
Yeah.
Is the only sort of Oscar juice this movie gets is Denzel's nomination?
Denzel gets nominated
It
by
got nominated
everybody.
for 3 Oscars.
Cinematography, production design?
That's right.
Pretty undeniable.
But they all did feel a little cursory in that, like, never really felt like a serious threat to win.
No.
It lost cinematography to Dune.
Dun, dun, dun.
It lost production design to Dune.
Dune.
I really like the production design of this movie.
Me too.
It's
And
incredible.
Denzel lost to Will Smith, who I think accepted his award quietly and with no real
A
drama.
normal way.
I would love to live in some of these rooms.
Yeah.
Like aesthetics.
Not heavy on like cushions though. Not
It's
soft.
true. It's not cozy.
No.
They look a little
But it's
bit.
got
And a little
drama.
exposed to the
Chilling.
elements,
Yes.
whatever they may be.
They look a little bit like
Draft
Kanye.
Foggy.
Do you remember Kanye and at Kim's home that he kept posting photos of?
Yeah.
Where you were like, don't you have kids? How do they exist
like,
in
there's
this
a lot of
space?
sharp
They live in a
edges.
modern art museum.
All brutalist.
But how do we feel about a puddle room?
Incredible.
Yeah.
I think
do
it's
some
fun.
splashing.
Yeah.
If you're
and
feeling weird about the overthrowing you've been up to.
throw some frog's breath down.
Also, this concept of like, look, Macbeth, it's a cauldron forward drama, right?
Yeah.
How can we put a new spin on an old cauldron? And they're like, what if the cauldron is the room? Pretty
Smart.
cool.
That's
Pretty
why Denzel was at the Oscars. And he told Will Smith, like, the devil comes for you when you're about to win an
greatest
Oscar
moment.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
You know, though, it is a good thing for all of us that no one put Lady Macbeth's name in their mouth. This is a guy who
that
would
is
have
Dana. That's very true.
Oh, that's true.
This is
'cause
a guy who
Macbeth
would've-
wouldn't have liked that.
would not have liked that one
Although
bit.
sometimes I'm like, he doesn't seem to really care. He's like, yeah, whatever.
But that's, I mean, you talk about this movie's response, which was polite, where they were like, of course, Denzel
It was a little
is
polite.
Macbeth.
It was a little polite.
Cinematography and production design, we can't deny, right?
Yeah.
This is 1 year after Nomadland.
Mm.
Frances has just won her third lead actress Oscar.
True.
I remember Mark Harris being like, she's gonna win again.
Well, that's silly.
And people
Mark.
were like, she can't win
Mark.
4 times.
If you're listening,
And it
that's
was
silly.
like, she's playing Lady Macbeth, and she is just like unstoppable right now. And she basically didn't even get nominations. She's
she's
not.
not very good in this movie.
I'm going to have a hot take.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to jump in with a hot
Yep.
take.
Nope.
I think my 2 least favorite performances in this movie are Denzel and Frances.
Interesting.
Oh, that, see, I like Denzel.
I think Denzel's
but
pretty
I sort of know what you're
Yeah.
hinting at.
I don't think they the things that I love about this movie, the tone of this movie, I think they're the least dialed into that tone.
I agree with you, especially on Frances McDormand, who is straight up awful in this movie.
It's also fascinating because
who I generally love as an actress,
Yes.
to be clear.
it's not as much of a collaborative effort as, say, like
No, but
Ethan and Trisha
no.
Cook.
She's 100% the creative push for Joel to do this. Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
absolutely a movie made by the two of them.
Yes, she
it's a
wants
Lady
to do
Macbeth
this.
movie.
Yes.
She has Lady Macbeth Tim into making this movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
And
so
she
true.
just doesn't quite have the right handle on it. Who do we each think is the best performance in this?
Alex Hassel. I mean, like that's the
Interesting.
performance where I was just like, "Who's this fucking guy?" I mean, like Catherine
But
Hunter's
his face is doing a lot of that
awesome.
work
Yeah,
for
well, it's
him.
a good face. I'll take 10 of it.
You know who's good in this movie is Stephen Root.
Stephen Root's great.
Stephen Root, I love.
Should
I
we
gave
get to the
him
root of the
my.
matter?
We're gonna get to the root of the matter later. Let's maybe do a little tease of the theme there. I believe I gave him my putters and murmurs.
He's puttering.
and
he's
to putter
puttering.
in Shakespearean English is pretty impressive.
Very fun.
I think Corey Hawkins is like unbelievable.
He's great.
Yeah.
I think Moses Ingram is great in her big scene.
Yeah.
I think basically everyone does a good job.
Mhm.
Like, except for Frances, who I think is kind of off for some reason in ways we can investigate.
Mhm.
Like I think Harry Melling is awesome.
Yes.
It's like so cool that Dudley Dursley like became what he became and that the
Yes.
Coens love him.
Love him.
Um
Gleason.
Oh,
Gleason,
Gleason.
I mean,
Gleason is
feels like he can do it in his sleep, but like he's
His-
great.
His fucking creamsicle beard looks perfect in black and white.
Again, Catherine Hunter, we literally gave her Best Supporting
Mm-hmm.
Actress. Ooh, the coffee's brewing.
The cauldron is
Yeah.
bubbling.
I asked Ben to reactivate the rarely opened collection of Nightmare Before Christmas themed coffees. It's a rainy day in New York, and I hate to say that sentence, but Ben has brewed up a pot of Rough Weather, which is the Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas themed coffee, and I think it's cranberry flavored.
Oh no.
I'm about to have a great time.
No, you are not. But Alex Hassel was the guy, but partly because I did not know who he was.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Cranberry is the Santa Jack
That
coffee.
makes more sense.
This is oatmeal cream pie.
Okay.
Yum, 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 yum.
Dana and I already remarked on the fact that cream pie should not be in coffee like flavor names.
Let's hang that from the rafters.
This is the 21st century.
Gonna have a great time. I'm a little surprised that Zero's coffee isn't pumpkin flavored since he's got that dang pumpkin nose.
What's Corey Hawkins up to recently?
This is what I want to talk about.
Corey
for a little
Hawkins.
bit.
I'm sorry.
I want to talk about this for a little bit, but we got a lot of stuff to
Well,
say.
what I think is kind of one of the most interesting things about this movie is Alex Hassel's role. He plays Ross, who, if you see a production of Macbeth, you would be forgiven for being like,
you
I
don't
don't know who
clock
that
Ross,
is.
because
Sure.
Ross is basically just the guy who says things to
He's more of a
explain
functionary.
things.
Yes.
Ross doesn't have his own Wikipedia page.
Right.
But
Corey Hawkins has one of the juicy roles.
yeah, he's got the big fucking I was from my mother's womb untimely whipped role.
Okay.
Ripped. Like, I mean, he delivers the twist ending.
I feel like the first time I clocked him was Straight Outta Compton, where even just seeing the trailer, I was like, holy shit, how did they find a guy that looks this much like Dr. Dre?
Yeah.
And
He's really good.
Really
at that movie.
fucking good in that. I've never seen this, but the year before, he played Tybalt in the bad Haley Steinfeld Romeo and Juliet.
I saw that movie.
And then it felt like right out of Straight Outta Compton, it's like he's getting cast in everything. He's in Kong Skull Island.
No, he played. This is interesting.
What?
He played Tybalt in a filmed Broadway
is it
HD
not
production
You're
with
right.
Orlando Bloom, but not Haley Steinfeld, with Condola Rashad. as
Haley
Juliet.
Steinfeld did a movie. She didn't
She
do it
did
on
a movie,
Broadway.
but I think it's not Orlando Bloom, because I was about to say
Yes.
Orlando Bloom, Haley Steinfeld.
No, I think that's Douglas
I think
Booth.
it's
That's a
Doug
no
Booth.
good age
No,
cap.
no,
right?
no,
Douglas,
no.
that sounds right.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
conflating the two things. I apologize for that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But so he was Tybalt in that.
Kong
No,
Skull
what
Island.
he just did was Voyage of the Demeter.
Yes. But this
He
is
was in that.
they make him the new
What's in
lead of
this
24.
box?
He does a season of 24,
That
24
was a mistake
Legacy.
on everyone's.
Black Klansman, he's incredible in.
Yeah,
as
he's great. in
Kwame
that. So,
Ture.
yeah, well, that's the one big scene.
Yes, but destroys it. Then like Six Underground, he's number 7.
Oh, interesting.
In
Big
the
twist.
Heights, another big like kind of co-lead role for him. He sings, he dances, he's great.
He's really good at it.
Tragedy Macbeth. I'm like, this guy is like waiting to explode. And even in this, where it's like so many of his scenes are going to be him and Denzel, this feels like a kind of passing of the torch thing. And then it's like 2 years where he does something called Survive I've never heard of. That seems to maybe be a TV movie with him and Sophie
No,
Turner.
dude, it's a Quibi. I ordered that one.
It was a Quibi?
Yeah,
No.
I ordered that personally.
He
I was like,
doesn't do a movie between Macbeth and Voyage of the Demeter.
well, it's only 2 years.
And then it's Color Purple,
And COVID.
yeah, and COVID.
Piano Lesson.
Which, so in Color Purple, he's Harpo. That's the, that's not the most enjoyable role,
Sure.
obviously. He is good in the Piano Lesson. He's not, to me, the one that pops,
Thank you, Ben.
but he's totally good.
Mhm.
He did also do Top Dog Underdog on
Oh, sure.
Broadway
That's a
and
good
got
call.
a Tony nomination.
Yes.
With Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Wonder Man, of
Mhm.
course, the great Wonder Man. Did you see the trailer for that?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know.
What's up?
I don't
How
know.
are we doing?
I don't know.
We can't just do a whole Marvel show that's set in like audition rooms.
I mean, this
That has to just be the first 20 minutes, right? Like we do need Wonder Man to like, shoot lasers or whatever he does.
the problem with all these Marvel Disney Plus shows
Right.
now, and Dana, this is something you couldn't possibly understand, is that all of them have basically been sitting on a shelf for 3 years
Right.
and were conceptualized 5 years ago.
Right. Like Ironheart.
Right. They're
yeah,
all
yeah.
just like totally out of
They
sync.
can't even acknowledge our president.
Red Hulk. And please, Dana, if you wouldn't mind saluting.
Saluting.
Does he have like 2 months in office? Like
It's
his
a good
Wikipedia
question.
page, it's like Thunderbolt Ross. He was a celebrated general. He was president, resigned in disgrace after turning into Red Hulk 2 months in.
There was like one throwaway line in Thunderbolts where they were like, things have been a mess since our president hulked out, right?
Yeah, they say something, yeah.
But
They
I'm like,
acknowledge
I
it.
want
Yeah.
you guys to talk about it more.
It should be a little. Congress should feel pretty stressed
Yeah.
out that the president.
The president
hulked
turned
out.
into Red
Right.
Hulk.
Right.
I think if during a conference, by the way, it was televised. It wasn't like
They can't
aides
cover it up.
report. Right. It wasn't like Michael Wolff broke the story. He's like giving a speech
He
in the
did do
Rose
it
Garden.
in public. You're
Right.
right. Yes.
And then he rolked out and Captain America fought him and he sadly like conceded naked.
He did. It was, and it felt like a little sort of upsetting.
And
just
he's
to
in
s-
the fucking raft now.
He's in the raft.
Well, his
yeah.
legacy is now going to be on like internet listicles of like shortest terms of president.
Right, William
It's like
Henry
That's true.
Harrison. He died. Red Hulk hulked out. Like it's like what happened to the guys, right?
Do you
yeah.
think in like history classrooms where they have like the wraparound, like
Mhm.
art of all the
Yeah.
presidents or the poster or whatever?
Does he get a Hall of Presidents?
And
like
is
a
it red?
mannequin?
Is it red?
This is
Hulk?
my
Does it
big
Hulk
question.
out?
I think he absolutely makes those things, but do they have to be like, we must respect both forms of the president? Does the Red Hulk trump, no pun intended, the regular form? I don't know. Tragedy of Macbeth.
Corey Hawkins is in an upcoming film directed by Bart Layton, not a director I like. Sorry,
The Man in My Basement?
No, it's called Crime 101.
But he has another.
Well, but I'm telling you about Crime 101, and then I'll move on to whatever that is, because listen to who's in this movie. Crime 101. Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Barry Keoghan, Halle Berry, Monica Barbaro, Corey Hawkins, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Nick Nolte.
What?
That's like a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And that's a MGM.
Is he the lead?
No, he looks like he's about sixth on the cast list here. And then he's in The Odyssey.
The Odyssey's the big thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe he plays like a rock. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of guys in that.
He hasn't stalled out. He's one of those guys where, like, if he gives a good performance tomorrow, everyone's going to be like, wow. But even when he
the
was
Man in My
on-
Basement was at TIFF.
Okay.
I think it got bad reviews. Sorry.
Even when he was on, like, that good growth run, I always felt like his name was not sticking with people as much as it should.
Yeah, I don't know. I love him.
Yeah. I think he's great in this.
He's phenomenal
He's
in
great
this.
in this.
Yeah. Dana, what's your history with old Bill Shakespeare?
I really like Shakespeare. I was in college a nerd who didn't have a lot of friends or go to parties. But I was a member of a group called Shakespeare on the Green that sort of put on site-specific Shakespeare productions around campus.
Where did you go to college?
Brown.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even pay you to set that up.
Okay.
I'm an adult
Went
woman.
to college in Rhode Island. You
Yeah,
might
small
have heard
college in
of
Rhode
it.
Island. No, I actually directed a production of Arcadia with Shakespeare on the Green.
Deeper Cut?
No, that's not written
It's
by
not
William
written by
Shakespeare,
William
so you fucked
Shakespeare.
up there.
But
I mean, she
was
fucked up,
in
I'm saying.
I was in Winter's Tale.
Yes.
Shakespeare.
Yes.
I've
Who'd you
seen
play?
The Old Shepherd.
Cool.
Yeah, I was
Winter's
having fun
Tale,
with it.
Shakespeare's weirdest play.
Yeah.
Like
Does not make sense.
No.
Kind of weird. Have fun with it. I like Shakespeare a lot. I have seen a few productions of Macbeth. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I like this movie a lot.
David, did you ever perform Shakespeare?
I did. I think I've said that on Mike. I was Puck in A Midsummer Night's Dream in high school.
Yep.
I wore a sparkly green sweater.
Yeah, you were.
I think that is the only Shakespeare I did. I did a little bit of drama, like high school drama. I was not good at it, but I enjoyed the camaraderie and the, sort of spirit of collaboration.
You were
and
also
all
going
this.
to an all-boys school, right?
Yeah, but we would do our plays with the Girl Scouts.
That's what I was asking.
You weren't
Great way to
going
meet
Mark
girls.
Rylance. You weren't dressing up as girls.
Flipping around.
You weren't Rylancing.
We never Rylance. When Mark Rylance did that, it was very controversial because what Dana's referring to is Mark Rylance, who we all know, of course, as a big friendly giant who occasionally,
Also, as the Phantom of the Green. What were you going to say? Were you queuing me up to do the voice?
Yeah, you could do the voice if you want, or you could do any Mark Rylance. Yeah, he's always,
Robbins.
he was also, he started out at the RSC, the Royal Shakespeare Company, but then he was the first artistic director of Shakespeare's Globe for the first 10 years, which is they rebuilt Shakespeare's theater from, Tudor times. You're aware of this?
Yes, perfect reconstruction, but they added Dolby Atmos.
Have you been to the Globe?
I have.
Have you been to the Globe?
I haven't.
It's wonderful.
I
It's
saw
very
Measure
cool.
for Measure there.
It's awesome. Ben, have you been to the Shakespeare's Club?
No.
Have you been to London? Am I
Yes.
realizing?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I did go by the theater.
Right. You can also it's on the South Bank. You can just go
yeah.
walk. It's crazy. This
Yeah. It's crazy to
thatched
think
roof
it's
theater.
just, obviously it's not the original, but
no. And it's about 500 feet from where the original was. They actually fucked
Wait
up
a
really
second.
bad. Yeah, there was some other building that they couldn't move or whatever. But it's pretty close.
sure.
Um,
But crazy that it's just, London's so fucking old. It's
True.
just
Really
crazy.
fucking old.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
But he did try doing some all-male productions because, that's what they did in Shakespeare's time. And then some people got mad because they were like, it's hard enough for female actors out here, and you're fucking taking our roles away again. But he was like, I'm trying to do a thing. I think they did all women stuff, too, at a certain point. I'm not sure.
He was in sort of a celebrated production, I believe, of Twelfth Night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
He
I
played
think
Olivia.
you're right, David, that to make up for it, they did an all-women's production of Ghostbusters. and people reacted to it very normally. Ben, how do you feel about
call.
He answered the call. How do you feel about Shakespeare in general?
The Bard?
The Bard.
Willie Shakes.
Well, famously, I've said on the show many times, I'm not a fan of homework.
I resist homework, and I worried that this was a homework-ass movie.
No.
It is a little bit of a homework-ass movie, okay?
Because it is guys in robes going like, dost thou? And it's, like, there's a certain brain-turning off moment some people have.
Little bit.
Right.
I've now, later in life, have come to somewhat appreciate Shakespeare. I think, he's like, contributed some stuff.
Oh, you think right. The guy actually landed a couple darts on the board.
I gotta give it up for him. Old Bill.
Yeah.
He's done some stuff,
Now, do you think he that it wasn't really him? Because you don't mind a conspiracy theory sometimes.
Sure, I love it.
So I'm like, hey, maybe Shakespeare didn't write his plays. You're just like, I'm all in. He didn't do it.
Maybe it's three guys.
Right. Dana, where are you
guys.
on fake Shakespeare?
No, it was a real guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Maybe it's like three guys in a trench coat.
That's the dream.
And that's why, one of them brought the comedy, one of them brought the drama.
Do you know about the William Ireland Shakespeare hoax?
No, what's that?
I mean, this could be a full rabbit hole, but basically it was a guy in the late 1700s who was trying to impress his dad and forged a Shakespeare signature autograph.
Okay.
And the dad was impressed and then gradually reached a point where he's like, I found a lost play that Shakespeare wrote.
This is like, Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Yeah, that rules.
He kicked something off and then he started being like, well, if I can do the fucking signature.
They put it on. They put on.
It's called, what's it called?
Vortigern.
Okay. Is it good?
No,
fuck. It does make you wonder, though, they're constantly publishing new books under Dr. Seuss, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a Dr. Seuss book, and you're like, we all know he died 60 years ago. Some other person's writing this, but Dr. Seuss has become a brand.
Yes,
and it's a part of it's the language.
And so is it like Community Season 4 where it's like, you kind of got the idea, but that doesn't mean it's good.
Well, yes.
Right.
But
where they're
I'm
like hop. And
I'm almost surprised that no one's been like, hey, we bought the rights to Shakespeare. We're going to start publishing new Shakespeare plays.
Right, like kind of.
We fed AI.
Like there's new James Bond novels or whatever.
Right. That all the new Bourne novels still say like Robert Ludlum in big letters on the top.
It's like actually
written by. Yeah.
Is that covered on Hoax?
Oh, it is.
That's a podcast.
Your podcast, Hoax.
Brand new podcast, Hoax, exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
Fun podcast I do with my friend Lizzie Logan where we talk about historical hoaxes, including that one. Which
you have talked about it.
I went down the rabbit hole. It's very fun for me to have a job where I get to go down a rabbit hole.
What's the big, upon Wingate, what's the name of the big hoax? I feel like there's the one that has some sort of code name for what the truthers call themselves.
Is it the Iron Mountain?
I'm going to figure this out.
That's the kind of QAnon-y.
What, I don't understand. What's the hoax?
I guess it's the one that Anonymous is built around the idea that Shakespeare couldn't have been a common person.
Oh, a Shakespeare hoax. I feel like all those it was Bacon do come from sort of snobbery. This idea that a glove maker's son,
seemingly regular, have created this.
It must have been.
It has to be fake.
A member
has to
of
be
the royal
Marlowe
family.
or Francis Bacon or whoever. Right. That's the thing with the Shakespeare authorship stuff, right? It's largely it's not like there's not enough evidence. It's more just people being like, I just don't buy it.
And also the argument that I've heard is well, how can someone be so good at tragedy and comedy and poetry? And I'm like, because he was a really good writer.
Yeah. There's a reason we still like his plays because he was good. It's circular.
Yes.
You just have to,
It's the Oxfordian theory, but there's some dumb name I've heard those people
They're
call
called
themselves.
anti-Stratfordians, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because they're basically it wasn't the man from Stratford, because that's where he's from.
Sure.
I guess. And of course he had a son called Hamnet, and we'll learn all about that soon.
We're about to learn and cry
now,
about that son. Ben and I last night went to go see House Full of Dynamite.
Oh, did you like it?
I liked it. I mean, we'll have talked about it.
I know. I'm just literally
ago.
interested.
Yeah, I liked it.
I haven't seen it
I
yet.
have some hang-ups.
I found it a little stressful.
Uh-huh.
But Ben had just finished watching Tragedy Macbeth. It was storming up.
Yeah, it was raining.
Bad.
This is real tragedy Macbeth weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then walked into House of Dynamite, and we walk out of the theater, and Ben's just like, I feel bad.
Yeah,
Terrible.
for real. That was an awful doubleheader.
All right, you probably needed to go see. Well, I mean, what's the funniest movie in theaters right now? Probably fucking House of Dynamite.
Yeah, might be.
Not a lot of laughs to be had in
I did the opposite.
The Taylor
double
Swift
feature.
lyric
yeah.
film.
Yeah, maybe Gabby's Dollhouse has a couple laughs, right?
Yeah, Arp argued that Wig is on fire in that movie.
That's great. I love that for her.
Should we talk about tragedy?
The tragedy of Macbeth. I love Macbeth. Have you seen Macbeth performed, Griffin Newman?
I don't think I've ever.
I was
seen
trying
it
to count
on
how many times I've seen it on the stage. On the stage. You, Dana, when have you seen Macbeth?
I think I've seen it 2 or 3 times on the stage.
Who were
Definitely
your Macbeth?
Chicago, Shakespeare.
Okay.
Once in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like once more that I'm not placing now. We were texting earlier and you were bragging that you saw Sir Patrick Stewart.
I did see the Patrick Stewart production. Yes,
when was that?
Which was, I think it was initially 2007, right? Is that right? And it's you can see it filmed. It was recorded.
They did a pro shot.
Rupert Gould. It's got this whole like Romanian like 60s sort of oppressive government thing.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw it with Samantha Bond as Lady Macbeth. This is what I was trying to remember who was Macbeth in this. I'm gonna find it. Just everyone relax.
Yeah.
I've watched the pro
Sean
shot.
Bean, yes.
The pro shot. There's a good pro shot of David Tennant.
Ooh.
That one I was a little sad to have missed.
Yeah, me too.
So I've been doing it. So I saw a lot of stuff when I moved to England when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And the first thing I saw at the Royal Shakespeare Company at the Barbican when I was in England was Julius Caesar when I was like 9 years old.
Okay.
And I, vaguely remember it, but like not really. And so I went back and looked at the programs because some guy collects screenshot. Paul Bettany was in it.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow.
I saw him on, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know who he was.
Who was Caesar? That was just a young Bettany?
Yeah, he wasn't
Caesar.
Yeah. I can find out. Let's see. Bettany played Brutus.
Okay.
And Hugh Corsi played Mark Antony, and Caesar was played by Christopher Benjamin. Mm-hmm. Julian Glover was Cassius. Like,
yeah.
I think back on this stuff that I saw as a kid, where I think I liked Shakespeare and I was into it, but I was still a little kid, so I would get a little bored, or I would.
This is how I felt.
And this is so long ago, and I just have no memory of these things that had the toast of, later like British character actor shit. You know what I mean? Like I saw in 96. The RSC Macbeth. This is why I'm thinking about this, which had Roger Allam as Macbeth.
Oh,
bet he was good.
Yeah.
And let's see, who is Lady Macbeth? Bird Brennan. Never heard of you. Okay. But the reason I saw that is that my friend from school was in it as one of Banquo's children in like a scene where like all the children were like gathered on stage as part of the fantasy of the right. Mm-hmm. And so he had no lines, but he had to go be in the play every night.
That's cool.
And I was like jealous of that. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like the historical sort of fun fact about the writing of Macbeth and why that scene is really included. What was happening in England at the time is King James of Scotland came over after Elizabeth died.
Of the House of Stuart.
Of Scotland, also of the Bible.
Of Scotland. And Shakespeare was trying to suck up to him. So he was like, I'm going to write this play about a Scottish king. And also it was popularly believed that King James was descended from Banquo. Mm-hmm. Actually, he wasn't, because Banquo wasn't a real person, but that was like sort of the popular understanding. So even though in the historical text that Shakespeare was basing this story on,
Holinshed's
Chronicles, Banquo was like involved in the assassination. In this version, he's like, no, Banquo, good guy.
Right.
And also Banquo, gonna have a line of great kings, wink, wink.
How are you as far as like the king knowledge legacy stuff?
Unfortunately, really good.
Like, is that something they really like pushed on you in school?
Well, what do you think 9-year-old David moving to Britain thought about the fact that you could learn a big list of names of guys from the past?
I'm gonna guess
there's like history about their doings.
Knowing
do you think like age 9 David was interested in memorizing that?
You might have got a little locked in. Yeah, I can see that.
But then, of course, there is the Kings of Scotland before what Dana is referring to. When the crowns are joined, and like Macbeth is a real king. Mm-hmm. But I'm not. I don't know. How good are you at the Kings of Scotland, Dana? Can you do it? Probably not.
No,
right?
no.
I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. Like there were a lot of Kings of Scotland back then.
Their names are too plain.
Yeah.
They need like some kind of like extra like descriptor.
A little
nickname.
rude, given that there was like 6 King Davids in Scotland,
Yeah.
and there's been 0
Plain.
King Davids in England.
Plain. Well, James McAvoy, of course, was the last King of Scotland, but who led up to that? That's just facts. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Facts are facts.
Facts are facts.
It's pretty weird that that's a movie.
Yeah.
That they're like, there's an Idi Amin movie. Forrest Whitaker won Best Actor for it. Oh, is he the lead? He's actually kind of not.
No.
James McAvoy is.
He's not even the titular character.
Who does he play? The last King of Scotland? Well, not really. He plays like a guy.
Yeah. Why is it called that? I don't know.
Idi Amin was kind of into Scotland.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think.
I think he called him a king at some point or some shit.
You seen The Last King of Scotland?
I have not seen that movie.
It's
I
a
didn't
bad
even know
film.
James McAvoy was in it.
He's not just in it. He's all over it, baby.
That's the crazy thing is they like shot this movie where like Idi Amin is the supporting character, and then people watch it and they were like, "Fuck, this performance is good." And then the poster is just giant Forrest Whitaker
Yeah.
face. More people absolutely have seen like the Oscar clip of that movie than seen the actual movie in full,
Right.
and assume the whole movie is that.
That is exactly my understanding of that movie.
Yeah.
No, it's mostly James McAvoy being like, God, I gotta get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here and like living with Idi Amin.
He's like a doctor
It
stuck in
sucks.
Scotland.
It's that Idi Amin needs to do a giant fart.
Well, I remember
which is
that
a
part.
real scene, of course. And
They
he's
think
like,
he's dying.
Idi
and
Amin's
he's
like, I'm in
"Ugh."
pain, and he's like, oh, I'm a doctor, I can help you. And then he's like, I think you just have gas pain, and like makes him fart. And
He
then
takes
Idi
a
Amin is
baseball
like,
bat.
you rock.
And he goes behind Idi Amin. He places the baseball bat against his stomach, and he like pulls really hard.
This is a real scene.
Yep.
in
This
this
is
movie?
like the movie's
meeting.
big
This is
first
the
act
meet
thing.
cute.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's like, "You're trying to kill me." And James McAvoy's like pulling the bat, and then he like lets out like a fucking Blazing Saddles fart. And he's
This
like,
is true.
"You
This
have
is true.
cured me. You are the last king of
It's
Scotland."
kind of Analyze This vibes where he's like, you.
And then the rest of the movie, yeah,
And then
it's-
James McAvoy's like, I gotta get out of here. And Idi Amin's like, I gotta do more crimes.
It's like somewhere between like Analyze This and Funny People, where he's like, "You live in my house now. You help me with everything."
But yes, Macbeth was, of course, the King of Scotland in 1040 for 17 years, which is not bad.
Longer
but-
than I've been king of Scotland
Yeah, so far.
by 17 years. Yeah.
But he's based on a real guy, but the theatrical character is kind of made up. But that's cool.
Do you think in his time,
Mm.
because Shakespeare constructed so many plays around famous leaders,
Yep.
that there was a kind of analog to Marvel speculation of being like, who do we think he's going to?
Who's going to do next?
And
Which
what's
king?
what's his take going to be? How much is he going to deviate from the source material?
I know that like that's like a very funny joke, but I do think
must
that
have,
people fully now like scholars think there's like quote unquote like lost plays where they're like, I think he probably would have written a play about this guy, and he didn't.
And no one. So why are they lost? Because no one bothered to put them in the folio or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know, maybe he
they
did
sucked.
them and no one wrote them down because they're like, we'll give him this one.
Sure. Right. They're like they removed all the bad ones from history.
Yeah.
They were like,
Right,
what if we
forget it.
Zaslav a couple of these so his legacy is pretty perfect?
He did Zaslav it.
Yeah.
But it's just funny to imagine like where it's like, hey, I hear his next play is fucking Julius Caesar. And people are like, oh shit.
But it must have been
Right.
that.
But then once in a while people are like, it's like about a winter's tale.
Right.
I don't know what he's doing
The
with
message
this one.
board is literally a message board, right? Where someone is like pinning a piece of paper.
Do I need to have seen 11th Night before I see
All
this one?
right. All right.
But when
Dana, the door's over there.
when they announced something like Winter's Tale, it must have been like Nolan's speculation, where you're like, what does this title imply?
Winter.
Is it
Okay.
secretly an adaptation of what was the fucking Blue Thunder? I don't know.
I believe that is what you're talking about. Yes,
Yeah.
Blue Thunder. Macbeth. Let's go all the way back to Macbeth. Where's my dossier for Macbeth, JJ? The play. What do you know about Macbeth, Dana? Apart from, I agree. I think that the historiography of like he's sucking up to King James a little bit, being like,
Yeah, I think
you're
that's
the
that's kind
descendant
of what I
this
know
cool guy.
about Macbeth, second up to a Scottish king,
Um,
giving us some classic like Shakespeare themes.
Some scholars, like normal guy Harold Bloom, think that it was sort of influenced by the Gunpowder Plot. They did try to blow up King James the
Oh,
First.
sure.
Those rotten Catholics.
Mhm.
Sorry, they're all right. I'm sure King James had it coming. Wait, should I be sympathizing with Guy Fawkes? I don't know.
It is kind of funny. I always find it very funny that like Guy Fawkes, because of V for Vendetta, has become this imagery that's like punk rock anarchist when he was a devout Catholic.
He was a devout Catholic who wanted to kill James out of religious fervor. And then the holiday where we burn him in effigy is an anti-Catholic holiday. And the whole thing, in just 21st century Britain, you're just like, what's any of this about? Like, nobody here goes to church anymore.
But with distance, it's just become, if they hated him, he must have been cool.
I think he was all right. What do you think about King James? He was all right.
I mean,
he's probably gay.
Probably gay.
Go off,
you know what he did is what I find kind of interesting about this play, which has, witches. He was a little bit obsessed with witches.
Okay.
Right.
Sort of the witch hunter king. He wrote the Demonology.
Obsessed in fear, you're saying. Yeah.
I think thought they were pretty real.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely
I guess
thought
people
they
at
were
that
real.
time were like, there was a sort of a spectrum of how real do you think witches are, and he was close to heavy on real.
But he wasn't goth. He was like, we have to protect ourselves.
Yeah, he was not into witches because he liked them. He was like, we should put these women on trial and torture them.
Yeah.
Did you know, which is not woke and cool of him, so maybe I take it back on James I. Did you know that in 1604 he wrote a treatise called A Counterblast to Tobacco, which is seen as one of the first anti-smoking publications ever, in which he says that he doesn't like tobacco. He hates that it's come from the new, it's the hot new thing. He says that it is hateful to the nose.
He's right.
I know. He's just like in fucking 1604. He's like, why are we all smoking this?
It smells bad.
I'm just imagine him making people write his entire screed on the back of every tobacco leaf, like it's the warning on a cigarette pack.
Hateful to the nose.
Yeah.
He basically is like, it's sinful and it smells like Satan to me as well. So he gets a little hard on the, if you're smoking, it's like sort of devil smoke, right?
Okay, sure.
But still, he didn't like smoking.
Yeah.
Anyway. So Macbeth, written in probably like 1605, 2, somewhere around there. Can't be dated precisely. Maybe try work harder.
It sounds like a JJ failing to me.
There's basically debate over, is it like 1603 to celebrate James's ascension to the throne, or a little after the Gunpowder Plot, which would put it like 1606.
Okay.
We don't know. They basically just search the text to try and figure out what could be a reference to this. It seems like such a fun branch of history, but also very niche, to go through Shakespeare being like, what were they referencing here? Is this like a topical thing? Like him saying this?
It's like how they reference driver's license in this movie, which dates it precisely in 2021.
That's why they did that.
Do you think that Paramount's about to greenlight a bunch of movies that are like Macbeth equivalents, where our greatest storytellers are pitching films about how good tech billionaires and their children are?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all of that. Tech billionaires and their children are good.
The idea was that Shakespeare was
right.
I got
so
the
we
platform.
would do that now,
sucking up to his overlords.
Right, right.
Yes.
You think I'm correct?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Thank you.
Of course, you're not supposed to say the name Macbeth if you're performing it, right?
Yes.
In
the curse
theater.
play.
It's a curse in the theater. It is, of course, a curse into podcast studios as well. We've already
called the
kind
Scottish play.
Fucked ourselves, but the legend is always, if you say Macbeth in a podcast studio, you are trapped to endorse brain powders for 20 years. Gonna get caught in the manosphere.
You like that?
Say Macbeth in a podcast
Ben's not
studio.
laughing. I don't understand.
Well, this is a very serious play.
It's a serious play.
Very serious
and
play.
I'm talking about a serious curse.
Michael York says that if you say the name on stage or in a theater, you have to leave immediately, walk around 3 times, walk around the theater 3 times, which is like, Jesus, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then spit over your left shoulder, say an obscenity, and then wait to be invited back in the building. You can't even go back in.
Vampire rules.
Right. Patrick Stewart says, if you have played the role of the Scottish Thane, then you're allowed to say the title anytime, anywhere. But I'll note,
that's convenient for him to say.
I will also note, he's not saying it. So it's kind of one of those things where he's like, I mean, it's weird that you can't say this word. And I'm like, well, you're not saying the word either, man.
I've always found the loopholes of it confusing. Because it is, right, the thing is, only call it the Scottish play.
Right.
And basically there was a series of incidents during different productions that made people think it was cursed, right?
Sort of Phantom of the Opera style.
Yes, certain actors died or got injured, like stage lights falling down and hitting people.
Maybe some witches cursed the play.
Are you allowed to reference the historical figure Macbeth, do you think?
Well, this is my question. Also, if you're in Macbeth, you do have to say the word Macbeth.
And you put it on the fucking, marquee.
That's true.
They're like, if you're, working in a regional production of Hairspray and you say Macbeth, you got to get the fuck out of here. You've just ruined everything. If you stage Macbeth on Broadway with Daniel Craig, you're saying Macbeth 1 trillion times a night.
So if I went to a Broadway show and yelled Macbeth, is that worse than yelling fire?
Possibly.
Yes,
wow.
And we do need to test this out. Yeah. And you have to go to some Broadway shows and start yelling Macbeth.
Yeah.
All right. Blank check. The business will pay for that.
Sure. Yeah. I'll get you box
your
seats.
bail as well.
Yeah.
I think the reason for that superstition is because this is a tough play to do. Weirdly.
Oh, so it's more convenient to be like, I can't do it.
That's why I got bad reviews. I think it's sort of because this is a weirdly straightforward play, and I think that for whatever reason, I just remember almost every production I went to got kind of bad reviews. It's like a beloved role. It's famous. Everybody knows Macbeth, and yet it's kind of, for whatever reason, harder than Hamlet or King Lear in some way to do a good Macbeth. Patrick Stewart accepted. We love Patrick Stewart. Every movie version of Macbeth is kind of weird. There's the Orson Welles one, which is kind of good, but the sets are sort of falling down. There's the Roman Polanski one. Nothing weird about that guy.
Never seen that one.
It's interesting.
It's similar to this one in a lot of ways.
It's the post Sharon Tate murder movie, and it's very bleak. Which it's easy to lean into that with Macbeth.
Yes.
There's the very dusky Assassin's Creed guy.
I love that film.
Yep.
Justin Kurzel. Have you seen that one, Ben?
No.
It's the movie that got him Assassin's Creed.
A lot of smoke.
And it's Fassbender and Marion Cotillard. And they were just let's just move over from one great work
about assassins.
Yes,
True.
to
about
another.
An assassination.
True.
But you would love that movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
It's grimy as hell.
There's Throne of Blood.
Which is good. And you rewatch for this podcast.
I watched,
so we do have to shout that out. That does rock.
And it also feels like a lot of the fabric of that transferred over to this
into
one.
this.
He gets so many arrows in him at end of play.
It's true.
And if you haven't seen Assassin's Creed, highly recommend it.
I haven't, but I did listen to the podcast about it.
Hell yeah.
If you like the podcast, you'd love the movie. I'm looking at the Scottish play Curse thing. It is built into the narrative that it is only a curse to say it when you're not performing it or rehearsing it.
Okay.
So it's like,
which doesn't make any sense. But then my memory was...
Now it's just a way to be annoying. I feel like someone says Macbeth and everyone's like, it's like, sorry, I forgot we weren't rehearsing anymore.
My memory was Origins of the Curse was weird things befalling people working on the show.
Yeah.
It does seem like Origins of the Curse were just solely productions never went well.
Right. Bad reviews. This is what I'm saying.
It wasn't a Spider-Man turn off the dark situation. It is. They should now start a new thing where you can't say Spider-Man turn off the dark.
You can say Spider-Man, but you can't say
turn off the dark. People did think...
A phrase that people love to say. That's the problem.
People did think... Wasn't that phrase created by Bono's son?
Yes, it was either Bono or The Edge's son was like, turn off the dark at bedtime once.
Right.
And they were like, brilliant. Our millions and millions of dollars of Spider-Man should be called this.
Based on a 3-year-old not understanding how a light switch works. The actual origin is that, yes, a series of poor productions, but noted, commonly put on by theaters already in financial trouble, or that high production costs put theaters in financial trouble, but it was chalked up to witches. They were like, the witches got angry. That this fucking show pinned them down, read them for filth, and then they cursed all productions.
Although the witch is a very cool character in this play.
Role.
Witch is a very cool role. I mean, what role would you want to play?
I would want in this one. I'm like the witch.
Lady Macbeth's a pretty cool role,
but I'm not a good actress.
Right, you have to. Right, you kind of got to bring it for that one. That's tough.
I wouldn't. I would be too nervous to have a big part in this. You know what? In this one, Ross is just like close-ups of your face, not blinking.
Just, I mean, sorry to say this word, but looking cunty.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he is serving it.
Okay.
Like, which we love. I mean, I just love that Joel Coen is like, digging into the meat of shit. And he's like, I feel like Ross is just kind of serving.
He's serving cunt? Griffin, you're an actor. Is there a role
kind
in
of, yeah.
Macbeth?
Have you done Shakespeare?
I did Twelfth Night.
We love it. What did you play?
Pretentious, unbearable high school. It was reinterpreted.
Oh no. Let's uninterpret. No, come on.
Being in a Dust Bowl era circus.
No.
It was a real Carnival ripoff, like a year after Carnival.
Right, everyone had Carnival fever.
Dust Bowl era.
Yes, our 80-year-old theater teacher with like translucent orange hair who dressed like a 20-year-old from like Search and Destroy was like, this weird thought came to me.
So what world
Fabian, who is kind of the Ross in that show where he's just like a character that exists to be the fifth guy in the group.
Yeah, I would say Fabian, he's one of the people in Olivia's household who also enjoys the pranks that are happening. He's not like sort of doing them.
There
He's
is
just
no
there for
defined character or game where everyone else kind of has a fun thing going on. And Sabina Friedman Seitz, who is a successful actor and a producer to this day, they double cast us as Fabian, which doesn't mean we were playing it in alternation. The character that is already underwritten, sorry, Bill, they were like, why don't the two of you do it simultaneously? We'll split it into two characters, Fabia and Fabienne. And I was a magician. She was the magician's assistant.
So was this just sort of a way to make sure everyone participated?
Yeah, it's high school.
Absolutely. But so I'm like, playing a character is like not a character.
Right.
And then they also like split us in half. And it was absolutely random who had which line. And then we just did a bunch of magic tricks and shit.
Well, that's fun.
I wore long johns. I just did a lot of business. Yeah, I played him like a fucking gremlin. I say I played him like a gremlin. I was a gremlin, and thus that's how I played it. Yeah.
Is there a Macbeth character that you would want to sink your teeth into?
The Stephen Root part, but now it's just because I see what he did with it.
You would just be copying Root.
The muttering lunatic. Yeah. But I admit that, like, I felt, I have not attempted it since, but Shakespeare is a thing I can absolutely not get my head around as an actor. And I think, like, it's one of the reasons I think Denzel is very good in this, is he is one of the only people I have seen work the dialogue so thoroughly that it actually feels like it is coming out of his mouth in real time.
Well,
out of his head.
That's what I find interesting about the Denzel performance in this, is it feels like a Denzel Washington performance.
Yes.
It's naturalistic,
Yes.
it's grounded, but the movie around him is very heightened and expressionist. And so to me, you
want someone going bigger.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, Dana. It's right, because he does feel very grounded, and no one else is really doing grounded. But maybe that's good to set him apart in some way, because Macbeth is so in his own head.
Yeah.
I don't know. He really respects Shakespeare, right? Like Denzel Washington. He's done it twice on Broadway, both times to unanimously terrible reviews.
Yes.
But not really for him, more for just like the productions.
Right.
He's done it in movies twice because he's in Much Ado,
right? Yes,
which he's wonderful in, but mostly he's just fine as hell, right? Like he's just playing one of the
looking
sexy
like a
guys,
snack. Yeah,
right. He did Richard III at the Public a very long time ago, and I think he got good reviews for that. But that was like when I was a child. I love that he takes Shakespeare so seriously.
Yeah,
to keep doing it. And I like this performance.
Did you see the Jake Gyllenhaal Othello?
No, I didn't actually, despite being a successful podcaster, have like $800 on me to sit, in a hammock suspended from the rafters.
Also, it was just like the insanity around getting a ticket, and then the first wave of people see the first preview, and they're like, yeah, it kind of sucks.
Like, not just like, oh, it's not that good. They were like, it's bad.
It's bad. Actually actively bad.
Well, I'm like, he's also way too old to be playing Othello. He's kind of too old to be playing Macbeth.
Julius Caesar was the other one he did on Broadway.
That was like, he played Brutus in that, I think. And that was like, what, at this point, almost 20 years ago. Yeah. No, it was like 2005, wasn't it?
Jesus. I mean, I never want to age shame anyone and be like, an actress is too old for a part, which is a thing, that Hollywood loves to say. But I think it is interesting and noteworthy that this is a production of Macbeth where Lady Macbeth and Macbeth are explicitly past childbearing age,
right.
which I think informs the text in an interesting way.
Sure, and also past the age that most people lived to in this era.
Macbeth, King of Scotland, lived to the age of about 51.
How old's Denzel when he made this? 66?
They seem like they're in their 60s.
I'm just telling you. Yeah. Although a 51-year-old in the 10th century probably looked like 85, right?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to open the dossier. Buster Scruggs is the last film that the Coen brothers made together.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Ethan said, I'm sleepy. I want to take a rest.
Yes. I'm tired of making movies. We've made too many. We made too many Westerns. I'm exhausted.
They are very on the, they insist we did not break up.
Mm-hmm.
As Ethan puts it, it was just me going, ugh.
Right.
I'm trying to do
You know what I did see was an Ethan Coen play around this time in LA. Either
good?
A play as a poem or a poem as a play.
Yes.
I did not care for it
he
particularly.
Has a new play running currently at the time that we're recording this episode off Broadway that I have heard is quite good from everyone I know who's seen it. But that seemed to be the narrative at the time of, Ethan has all these other things he does. He publishes poetry and writes books and does nights of one acts and whatever. He's maybe going to go off and do all of that. He's tired of the machinery of film production. And so it was taken as like, maybe they're just on a hiatus until Ethan gets the bug again. And then this announcement comes out and it's like, oh shit, Joel's going to do stuff solo. Which I think was not taken as a given at first.
I have heard with the DGA, if you split as a duo, it is very, very hard to get back together. Maybe there's like a Coen exception because they are the Coen brothers.
They may, but who knows what will happen if they do reunite, right? Do they go back to the old school, Joel directs, Ethan produces, to avoid DJ business? I don't know.
I'm going to say this. I think I can say this, and we could cut it out later. But we talked about it in our Barton Fink episode in this series, that our buddy Chris Weitz was talking about that being an issue where then he and his brother couldn't work together again.
Right.
And not understanding, like, fuck, is the solo movies going to prevent us from ever getting a proper Coen collaboration? New friend of the show, Seth Rogen, was telling me after listening to that episode.
He's also, of course, been credited as a director with Evan Goldberg.
Yes, that Favreau has been pretty high on the DGA board for a number of years.
Johnny Favs.
And after their battle to get approved to co-direct on This Is the End, Favreau brought the two of them onto the DGA board to be like, we need to rethink all of this.
Right. This is like a annoying rule.
I think there's a greater flexibility in the last 10 years only. They've become less rigid about it. But I don't know. It's a weird moving target.
So, in 2016... Frances McDormand, I guess, had been basically bugging Joel for a while to direct her in Macbeth on the stage. She did it in 2016.
She played Lady Macbeth and the Witch. Is that right?
He just says Lady Macbeth. I'm not sure. With Conleth Hill, great British actor, or is he Irish? I want to miss. Yeah, he's Irish. Sorry. Wonderful actor. Who everyone knows these days from Game of Thrones. But I saw him in like lots of British stage stuff back in the day. But Dan Sullivan directed it. Joel didn't do it. He was not interested in live theater, basically. But he tells her, it's something I could get my head around as a movie. Like, it's not, I don't really want to do theater, but like, I'm not uninterested in Macbeth. So, it's not like he's long wanted to do the Macbeth movie and like only his split with Ethan Coen allows this to happen. It's more, as JJ puts it, he saw his wife do it on stage and was like, that's cool. Like, that's something I could do.
Maybe I could build something around that. But that also makes sense at the moment that he doesn't have another movie lined up. And Joel had been the guy who seemingly kept being like, come on, another one. And
it's such a non-Coen-y thing. Like, so it's sort of like, that's a great way to do something different.
There's no humor in this, really?
No.
I mean, tiny bits, but it's not the tone of the Coen brothers.
My big take in my review at the time was Macbeth is a very Coen-y character. Like, in that he is a guy who gets in way over his head on a scheme that he doesn't really, like, have a plan, you know what I mean? And then, like, keeps trying to be like, okay, well, what if I do this? But, you know, he does have a Coen-y thing.
And the cycles of death. Like, that's another thing looming over the text that is just like, death coming for us all in meaningless ways.
Right. Coen's friends with Hanford Woods, who's an academic who had taught Shakespeare. What's going on with my brain? At Montreal's Dawson College.
Mm-hmm.
And so he helps explain Macbeth to Joel Coen. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he says it does prefigure a lot of 20th century tropes in American pulp fiction. A couple plotting a murder. It's not... dog outside.
A dog hates murder. By the way, I just want to throw out, McDormand was one of the 3 witches in that production. She was double cast.
That's cool.
Which is interesting.
I like that.
It's a cool
fun.
idea. Yeah.
It is that seems like a cool interpretation of like who's influencing Macbeth here. And Coen just says a lot of stuff about Shakespeare. A lot of people would say, which is like, yes, he was a genius of literature, but he was also a consummate entertainer, and he was alive to aspects of storytelling. And, like people, I feel like, dig into Shakespeare and realize, like, these plays are thrillers. They're exciting. Like, it's not just boring homework.
Right.
There's sex jokes.
They cut about, sometimes they make a sex joke, like their sword's a penis, There's about 15% of dialogue cut.
Mm-hmm.
Macbeth is, I would say, the shortest tragedy already. So it's not that hard to get it into like nice movie length. You don't have to do a major excising.
But the Coens love coming in under 2 hours.
That's true.
It's one of their favorite things.
And this is a pretty, this would be a tough hang if it was like 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
This is not a high energy movie.
No.
JJ has copy pasted gigantic amounts of text of Joel telling me what he decided to cut or not, but I cannot monologue for 20 minutes.
I'm going to quickly copy paste the words "you're fired" into our group chat to see how he responds to that. Now,
to what Dana's saying, though, this is a post-menopausal Macbeth. Coen acknowledges.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting that at this point in his career and in Francis's career, they're older. He wanted it to reflect an older couple. He thinks there's only one really good marriage in all of the heterosexual relationships in Shakespeare. He says there's only one good marriage, I guess, because most Shakespeare is about people
who will be getting married later.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and it's the marriage of Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Yeah, they're plotting to kill people, but the union is fairly strong.
They listen to each other.
Exactly. So he wanted it to be this kind of like substantial older couple. So they changed the line. I can tell you, the original line is, Macbeth says, "Bring forth men, children only, for thy understand metal should compose nothing but males." And Denzel says, should have composed nothing but males. So it's sort of acknowledging that they are past childbearing.
The absolute lack of a biological heir. That they are doing all of this, and there is no bloodline that can.
That to me made this a little bit harder for me to emotionally understand.
Mm-hmm.
Where if there is absolutely no possibility of a biological heir, then why are you so mad that Banquo's kids are going to become... Someone's going to have to become king after you.
Right.
But
what? Does it have to be Banquo? What about Ross? That guy looks great.
But I also think that kind of goes into the Coen of it, where it's like, this guy's just getting in over his head. He's just overthinking everything.
Well, someone just says to him, you should be the king. And he's like, I shouldn't be the king. His wife's like, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't. He's like, all right, I'll be the king. And now he's the king. And he's like, fuck, what do I do now?
Is Macbeth a beta?
Macbeth is a bit of a beta cuck. No, he's not. Is Macbeth a beta? I mean, the thing about Macbeth is he gets told not just the king thing. He gets told that no one can beat him.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough news to hear. You don't want a witch to be telling you that or whatever, right? Because then you're going to start behaving real odd.
Yes.
If you're like, I'm invincible.
Yes.
And I do like that the Coen interpretation is like he starts doing some Equalizer shit in the final act when guys are charging at him with swords and he's just like, I'll just fucking like headbutt you. Like, you can't kill me.
But
the
also,
witch said so.
He also views everything and everyone as a threat to kill him.
Yes, that is true.
Birds coming at his head. He's like, not today.
So obviously, first actress attached is this sort of little-known actress named Frances McDormand. Mm-hmm. And they're like, okay, who's going to be like a worthy adversary? And they ponder this guy they've also been like batting around his name once in a while, Denzel Washington.
There is no physical release for this movie. Hopefully they'll be corrected at some point.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
This is an Apple Plus original film co-produced with A24 and IAC. On the Apple TV app, there is like one special feature they have attached to it. That's a featurette where everyone talks other than Joel. It is all of the regular close collaborators. It is most of the main actors. They're all talking about how great Joel is and what his vision was and how they serviced it. But Ellen Chenoweth, who's cast a lot of the Coen's movies, was just saying, like, the project is Joel wants to do Macbeth and Frances is set for Lady Macbeth. And she's just like, it immediately becomes an incredibly short list of like who is in the right age range, can hold their own against her, and is classically trained, has experience with this.
Jared Leto.
Yeah, it was just Jared and Denzel. And Jared, you know, is the king of the box office. There's a reason we keep putting him in these
$33 million guaranteed for whatever he fucking makes, and no more.
But really, give him troubled IP. Give him IP that's never quite clicked.
Stuff that isn't on its own 2 feet, he will keep it not on its
and
own 2
feet. And I guarantee you it will open $10 to $15 million below projections. But here's why it's worth it. Because he's such a good guy.
And a
on
great
and
actor.
off set.
Everyone loves him.
The performances are always so memorable.
It truly is. He's a zero tool player.
Yes.
Like with this.
You always make the joke that like when they keep greenlighting these movies with him, you're like, on paper he looks good, but it's a canard.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because you're like, he's an Oscar-winning actor. He's been in hits. He was the Joker.
Right.
The Joker, that's a role people have won Oscars for, not him.
The Joker that everyone loves?
Right.
Yeah, he was a Joker.
There was a Joker sandwich where on either side the pieces of bread were people winning the Oscar for playing the Joker, and it turned out in between the two pieces of bread was nothing.
What do you mean? He had a mouth on his hand, and so instead of his regular mouth, he could also give you hand mouth.
He was damaged. The tattoo said so.
It did say that.
It is funny that is like far and away his biggest hit. And they're like, I guess the guy's got box office goods. And you're like,
along with his Oscar.
They cut his performance down to 6 minutes. He is barely in that movie. You can tell there's an hour of footage left on the cutting room floor. No, they were like, if Denzel wants to do this, that's a fucking miracle. That like solves all of our problems better than we possibly could have imagined.
Yeah, I mean, that's a guy you want signing on. They had lunch. Joel said like they had lunch with him like 5 or 6 years prior.
Okay.
And had a sort of general, like, it would be so cool to do a movie together someday chat. And then apparently Ethan had said, Buster Scruggs. And Denzel was like, I have to go. No, that part didn't happen.
Do you want to play all of them? But he
so
loves Frances McDormand, said they have very, very similar work styles.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so they have lunch again and they're like, Macbeth? And he's like, yeah, cool. Denzel's favorite Coen Brothers movie?
Lady Killers?
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Okay.
Not Lady Killers.
That makes sense.
He says, I don't even know why. It's just so weird. But he likes the Coen Brothers, and he likes Shakespeare. He played Othello in college. He played it later opposite Jake Gyllenhaal. For $1 billion, you could go see it.
Had he ever played Macbeth on stage?
He had never done Macbeth. He had, in later years, played Richard III, as I said, in Brutus and Julius Caesar. He also apparently did Coriolanus, but he did not. Had never really read Macbeth, he said. Like, he'd never really, delved into that one. He said he turned on one of the films, doesn't even say which one, watched for 2 minutes and turned it off and was just like, I don't want to, like, be affected by anything else. His take on Macbeth is tired, he says.
Sure.
Yeah. Says they're older. They're like, look, this is our shot, our due, give it to us. Drastic times make for drastic measures, and the clock is ticking.
He's coming back from war. None of their chairs look comfortable.
No. They had not invented comfy chairs. They were hundreds of years before someone put a pillow on a chair.
I don't know if this was intentional or not, but this is what I think is interesting about them being older. It does reflect a modern hell we live in. What? Of people refusing to retire.
Wait, right? Are you saying this is a Biden Macbeth?
Not even Biden as much as I think more like CEOs and shit, right? But even like senators and all this shit. Like our buddy Scott Gardner always calls it filibustering. But he's just like, these people refuse to let go of their fucking chairs in any environment. And this idea of like, why would you go through all this fucking effort? Why won't you retire? Chill out. Right. And instead, these people just seemingly get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier when they're going to have less and less time to even enjoy the fruits of their labor. Like, what's the point? Why are you fighting for this?
Right.
You know, the Jay Leno thing of just like, you don't touch your Tonight Show money. You don't have kids. You're 75. What are you saving it for? Why are you still on the road tumbling down hills?
Don't
Catching
light
on fire.
yourself on fire.
Right. Like, just chill out, my guy.
He didn't light on fire himself on fire. A car lit him on fire that he was in or whatever, whatever that was.
And the car yelled, "Stop collecting us."
There's also a very like boomer sense of entitlement to it.
This is what I'm talking
where,
about.
you know, Brendan Gleeson gives his son a title that Macbeth gets jealous and threatened by. And he's like, well, I just won a battle. I should also have that.
Yes. There's a freak out at the younger generation and a fundamental condescension of, you guys just don't get it.
Yeah.
I actually need to keep doing this because there's no one who could do this in my stead. Yeah.
Leno might be a good Macbeth, though. That is an interesting thing to explore. Do you think Leno's like a good tipper? Like, he better be, right?
I think he is.
Right? Does he like get good gifts?
He's sort of notoriously generous, right?
Good. Okay.
I bet his assistant gives good gifts.
He was,
yeah, I assume he doesn't pick out the stuff. But
he was always, I feel like by reputation, incredibly generous to his entire staff for his entire run of Tonight Show.
Right.
But it is a confounding thing where you're like, that's his fucking legacy, that he hosted the Tonight Show for 20 years, that he has never touched a cent of that, and that he lives off of touring money only. And so he still does like fucking 150 dates a year, and that alone pays for all the cars.
He also wrote a children's book despite not having any children.
Yeah.
Oh, know what it's called?
What?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
If
I
Roast
don't.
Beef Could Fly.
It's called
What?
If Roast Beef.
Jimmy Fallon also wrote a children's book.
Excuse
He at
me,
least
Daniel.
has children, but
I
yes.
have.
Jimmy Fallon has written like 15 children's
Has
books.
he? We
I
have
went down
one.
this rabbit hole. He's like,
Benny looking it up? If
he's
Roast Beef
hitting
Could
every
Fly?
holiday. It's like One Sleep
Oh.
Till Christmas, One Sleep Till Halloween. He I want to say he co-wrote a Spanish one with J-Lo.
You talking about Fallon?
Yeah.
I will say you really realize when you're shopping for children's books how many celebrities will just slap their names on
It has
children.
become the like fucking high-end liquor.
All I know about If Roast Beef Could Fly, because I think Scott Aukerman talks about it a lot on Comedy Bang Bang, which sounds right. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Is that it's like some childhood story where like his dad threw a roast beef out the window, but it's been turned into like a nice story.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Jared Leto, just checking with him. I had that opened up.
Should we get him to write
Jared
a
Leto
children's
has made
book?
one
we what?
movie.
Get him to write a children's book?
Absolutely.
He has made one movie that's grossed $100 million domestic plus.
Is it
And it's
Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
His number 2 is what, Griffin?
Did Fight Club not?
No, not close. 37.
Is number 2 Panic Room?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which almost made 100, 95. And
Yes.
of course, he's not the star of that.
Right. But it's there's a direct correlation. The higher up he is on the call sheet, the lower the grosses go.
If you cast him, I genuinely think a witch's curse befalls you.
Yes.
Because like Blade Runner 2049, people kind of wanted that to do better, and it didn't quite, it did okay. Morbius, obviously underachieved. The recent Haunted Mansion, obviously underachieved.
Yes.
House of Gucci, people were hyped. It did okay.
Yeah.
But
How's
it couldn't-
Tron Ares doing?
Poorly.
not so good.
But even
Now,
like,
Tron Ares, the character, is doing great.
Oh, he's doing
It's
great.
also funny that those movies are called Tron. Tron is a character.
Yes.
He is not present.
They've now made 2 films where Tron isn't really the
He
thing.
appears in the second one. He's
Yes.
not in the third one.
But they're hiding him in the second one. You're
Yes,
after
until
the fact,
right
you're
at
like,
the
oh,
end.
that was Tron.
yeah.
I was going to.
It's a Thin Man situation.
Yeah, a little bit.
Absolutely.
What was I going to say about Jared Leto? I don't know.
You love him.
I love him. He's
All
really
right.
good.
You know-
oh, no. I was going to say Blade Runner 2049. I remember you seeing it, and I was like, how's Leto in it? And you were like, he's actually not in it that much. He's got like 3 scenes.
Phew.
He's fine.
He's fine.
And I'm like, why was he 60% of every trailer?
Yeah.
You're right that I think the Leto bit them in the ass, but they were marketing as
I
if
know.
people want to see Leto go toe to
He's
toe
not
with
bad
Ford.
in that movie.
He
He's not
basically
great.
stays in one room. He's fine. It's
fine.
a better use of him than most post-Oscar movies have had.
Right. Anyway, Coen and McDormand had met Kathryn Hunter all the way back in 1991. They'd always wanted to do a movie with her.
Feels like a classic Coen back pocket. We saw this person kill it off Broadway or on the West
literally
End.
see her in like a Charleston production.
Right.
Like,
Someday we will put
She
you in something.
famously, I think, played Richard III.
that's a very famous Globe performance that she gave that when you see pictures of it, you're like, that rocks. That
Yeah.
looks cool. I feel like she's best known for playing Arabella Figg in the Harry Potter movies, but otherwise is mostly a stage actor. She's kind of popping up.
There's
she's
like a Harry Potter reunion happening in this movie.
Who else we got? Well, Gleeson,
Brendan
Bad Eye.
Gleeson.
Yes.
Harry.
Melling, yeah. Her post Macbeth run is very cool. Like she does Poor Things in Megalopolis and Andor and Hedda.
She's so good in Andor.
Oh,
I
she's so good in
fucking
Andor.
forgot about that.
She definitely like is the person who got the biggest bump from this movie.
Because how do you watch this movie and not go like, who is that?
Right.
Like, whoa.
What
like,
would be a
she's so
fun way
cool.
to use her?
How can we put her in a movie? She'll just give us more juice.
Yeah.
Apparently in their first meeting, they said, how do you envision this physically? Catherine got up on a coffee table, took black pantyhose out of her backpack and pulled them over her head and started bending into the shape she does in the film.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, she's doing some Sims moves
up.
in this.
She really is. Yeah.
Just fucking horrific double jointed nonsense.
She wanted to evoke crows. She was thinking about like crows on a battlefield afterwards, like scavenging.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than she did not want to do like I'm a witch with a pointy nose at a cauldron, right? She didn't want to do like classic witch stuff.
Seems like a great hang.
So a lot of like
character.
bird stuff. The witches?
Yeah.
I mean, they are kind of cool.
They seem like they got stories.
Yeah. They'll tell you in like riddles, but they do have good
Right. That's the
stories.
problem. You can't be like, so how's your day? Like,
Sure.
what's up, guys?
Can we talk about the sort of narrative of the split, right? To date, we only have this one Joel movie. Ethan has been doing all of his shit. It starts to feel a little too cut and dry that people are like, got it. Here's the takeaway. Joel is the visualist. He's the mordant one. He's just like black-hearted, death-obsessed. Ethan is all the like
Goofy,
horny,
silly boys.
Dildo.
dumb people fucking up shit.
Right.
But they're not doing anything to help dispel that narrative. It's why I'm very interested to see the next film. But it is like, I think it is the common complaint of this movie where you're just like, it's really got like negative humor going on.
Yes.
And it is so oppressively dark that as much as I think this film is like beautiful, an incredible object, like an incredible triumph of film production, even at under 2 hours, it starts to get a little relentless. Like, I feel pretty beaten down an hour into this movie.
The score is also just very, like, to use what Jason Segel says in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, it's just like ominous tones.
Yes.
I love that scene in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah. But that, right, Carter Burwell isn't like writing like an epic score.
No.
They obviously never wanted to do a let's rent a castle, let's get some horses, let's go out into the countryside, classic Macbeth kind of thing. Well, they always wanted to do something abstract.
And beyond that, Joel was like, I think this show works better if you tie it to the theatrical.
Right.
I need to create something that is cinematic and visual, but is this fucking 10-minute special feature. The word abstraction or abstracted.
Oh, they say that one?
Is said 8,000 times. As they're talking to every sort of above-the-line person, they're like, these were our marching orders, that he wanted something that felt otherworldly.
It's artificial by design.
Yes. And it's very German expressionist. It's very Murnau.
It might shock you to learn that this was actually all filmed on a soundstage. That's a quote from Joel Coen. Everything was built.
Bruno de Bonel.
The amazing DP who shot a couple Coen movies and Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Prefers to shoot on stages. Loves the complete control of being able to light his own universe. So he was just fucking thrilled at this. A surprising amount of this movie is CGI.
Really?
Yes. And I feel like I was talking to someone who was saying they don't like Buster Scruggs because Buster Scruggs feels too digital. Right. And that's a thing that the Coens avoided. But basically, like, from No Country on, they are some of the best at doing invisible CG.
Like digital sort of like messing around.
Set expansion, removing things, adjusting things.
I think they have all these like foam blocks basically.
Yeah.
And then they would like rehearse the scenes with Denzel or Francis or whoever. They would walk around and they'd be like, great, let's move the blocks now to reflect whatever it is they want to do, whatever they're sort of figuring out in rehearsal. And then, yes, I imagine they just built everything else out in the computer.
Basically,
it's sort of like The Volume. And The Mandalorian is also in this.
They had a lot of set pieces, but they were more modular. You can watch this featurette and they show you the like VFX breakdowns of the layers coming in. But they were also like, we've been working with Joel and Ethan for like, I guess they just said Joel. We've been working with Joel for like the last 10 years. We have a good collaboration with him. We understand the language. This is the most we've worked with a DP. Because it wasn't just someone else is shooting it and then handing it to us and saying, take this out or make this taller, that a lot of it was Bruno coming in and being like, the shadow is this. The extension, the wall needs to go this high and the light's coming from here.
And a lot of the shadows are like purposefully artificial, it feels like.
Correct. So a lot of this is lit on the day. They were like, we tried to get stuff in camera as much as possible. But it is painterly. What I like about it, what I think is so successful is all the most digital effects. First of all the sets look like they're real. You buy them. It helps that they have a design language that is so simplistic that it's pretty inexpensive to just build like a giant column with no real definition, cast in shadow.
Holding nothing up.
Right. You could just build that. It just makes life easier to like build it after the fact. But even things like the reflection inside the water, right? I like that they use CGI to make something that looks like an Oh Fool's effect or something, right?
Cuts down on the smoke budget, I imagine. If they're not using digital smoke,
Correct.
The smoke machines are running.
The
this
smoke
movie.
is all digital. A lot of the things that look like
that was
camera
actually just
projections.
Joel Coen smoking weed off stage.
We've heard from people that Joel is very into death metal.
Sick.
That he's like into like pitch black, super hardcore death metal, and this definitely feels like the movie where Ethan removed from the equation, he's just going full like nothing fucking matters.
Del Bonnell calls it a haiku, right? Stripping everything down to essentials, like his sort of visual approach. Big influences Edward Gordon Craig, who directed a lot of Shakespeare at the turn of the 20th century, pioneered like big screens and geometric shapes, things like that. Obviously, German Expressionism. Coen talks about Metropolis a lot, the Fritz Lang film with a big robot in it. Now, this film was going to have a robot and they took it out. It's a joke.
Cowards.
Yes. And they have a bunch of other visual references that you can look up. But it's hard to describe visual references on an audio podcast. Sunrise, the Murnau film.
Yeah.
Geometric sort of, qualities to even like fields and stuff in that movie. Yada, yada, yada. They actually... Oh my God, Richard Bell. This is okay. Deschamps. Who's Deschamps? JJ, you're so fired. So many fucking names in this
How
thing.
dare JJ make you learn things?
Stefan Deschamps, the production designer, had a friend. I'm just laughing at this because I had made a Mandalorian joke. Who worked as the greens supervisor on Mandalorian and invented something called the Moss-O-Matic, which is a gun hooked up to a tank that makes like instant grass, basically. Like it shoots glue and moss, and you can like give your text, your set some texture. So that's fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Here's another thing about this movie. Unlike most black and white films, everything other than the actors was black and white. The sets were black and white. The costumes were black and white.
Right. What, they were too lazy to make Frances McDormand black and white every day? Paint her black and white?
That's how you save money on the budget. You don't put color into anything. But yes, most black and white films, you can see the behind the scenes photos. They were not actually shot in black and white, as we've discussed, I feel like on Man Who Wasn't There and some other films. They convert them later.
Right.
This was like shot in black and white, and everything on set was black and white. Yeah.
It's a very technical thing what they're doing, and there is oodles of stuff in JJ's research about just how methodical they were about approaching lighting and set design and all this stuff, right? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you worry that your movie's going to get lost a little bit in the technical, right?
Yeah.
Like that if you're doing something so abstract, does it just become sort of this pretty thing for you to look at? Like, can you connect with Macbeth, who's doing this weird thing? And it's a problem with Shakespeare, which I love Shakespeare to death, of course, but like, I'm here to see Macbeth. I'm like, well, I know what's going to happen. And there's a little bit of like, you don't want to feel like the thing's just hitting checkpoints.
I find this thing
I mostly enjoy this movie.
I find this thing compelling and engaging, but not very emotionally inviting.
Well, that's what I was going to say. For someone who is unfamiliar with the text of Macbeth, I think a lot of Shakespeare productions will do a little bit of hand-holding to do a lot of signifiers and signposts for someone who isn't familiar with Shakespearean language to like really communicate what's going on. Like, you don't need to necessarily know the poetry, but we'll tell you the story. This is not a movie that holds your hand, really.
Yes.
You just sort of have to be along for the ride. I like it a lot, but I don't think I would like recommend it to someone who like is like, I don't really like Shakespeare.
Yeah, I was pretty much kind of like, as soon as this started, like, what's up?
And that was one of the pull quotes they used, weirdly.
I mean, obviously, right. Any geographical context has been stripped away.
Yeah.
The idea that he's king of a kingdom.
Yeah.
Which is already a little remote Macbeth, because Macbeth is mostly just set in castles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like you see him, like, meeting throngs of people or crowds or whatever.
But the Kurzel movie is like very of the land. That is a real, we're in the fucking marsh.
But you're like, he's the king, and you're like, he's the king of what? He sits in a chair? And
he's
like
the king of this white field.
Right, Apple store? Like, cool, okay.
Right, the whole movie just feels like a nightmare. It doesn't feel like it exists in a tangible reality. I want to correct myself on something. I had the sort of split wrong. This movie was basically 3/4 completed before lockdown, and then the rest was shot in it. But 36 days in total of filming, even with, you imagine, the post-pandemic days being a lot longer and slower, which is the shortest shoot Joel has ever done.
I will say this set does look easy to sanitize. All these surfaces look really easy to Clorox.
Just like pull a big lever and there's like sprinklers or whatever. Right.
Unless they're dueling, the actors tend to be pretty far from each other too. Yeah.
So Macbeth, it's about this guy Macbeth. He's the Thane of Glamis. Y'all into that?
Yeah, I love it.
Glamis is a tiny village in Scotland, in Angus. Sort of southeast Scotland. It's got a castle. It's still there. You can go if you want. You want to see the castle?
Yeah, sure. Show it to me.
Oh, that's a nice looking castle.
That's cool.
Nice.
The Queen's mom is from there. Not that the Queen's dead now, but, you know, former Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, he's Thane Glamis. He's had a big victory. Am I going to do the plot of Macbeth?
Please.
Over the Thane of Cawdor, and he goes to see some witches on a battlefield, or he accidentally, when he's with Banquo, his
witches
buddy.
kind of come to see him. Yeah.
And they do a whole thing where it's one actress, and then there's a puddle, and it looks like there's 3 of them.
Cool.
And they say, Macbeth, Thane of Cawdor? And then they're like, he's like, I guess so. Not really, but okay. And they're like, Macbeth, King of Scotland? Banquo, not king. And Banquo's like, fuck. And they're like, but your sons will be kings. See you later. Right? Is that what happens?
Yeah.
And I will say, if that witch delivered a prophecy to me, you believe what she's going to say.
Yeah, she's very compelling.
It's a very arresting open. Yeah. And you start the movie with her like untangling her body and speaking to you, the audience member.
Yeah.
Which is the thing I wish this movie could sustain a little more, is the like gothic horror of it.
Yes.
Because that feels like
that would be cool to have as a
emotional element that it's able to actually kind of pull you in with.
King Duncan, played by Brendan Gleeson, is the king. And he meets Macbeth. He sees Macbeth. He's like, great job, buddy. Thane of Cawdor. If I ever saw it, this guy fucking screams Thane of Cawdor. Cawdor, all yours.
Gonna put in a good word for you.
And Macbeth's like, and he's like, and of course, my heir is Dudley Dursley, this guy right here. We didn't see this coming. He's slimmed down.
Yeah.
He's become a thespian.
Compelling face. Interesting face. Good eyes.
Honestly,
incredible
an awesome
presence.
actor.
He rules.
And it's like one of those things where I feel like a lot of people are like, he's Neville, right? And it's like, no, he's not even Neville. He's the fucking mean bully kid that Harry has to live with.
He's the shitty stepbrother.
He's the one you almost kind of feel bad for him. You imagine in filming, like all the other kids get to go to Hogwarts.
Right, you're right. They all get to hang out in the castle and wear uniforms and play Quidditch or whatever.
He probably never got to hang out with the other kids.
We'll shoot you out in 5 days. And bully Harry Potter. Okay, we're done.
The other thing is that like he slimmed down a couple of movies in. So then he's wearing a fat suit.
I believe that's right.
Yeah.
The first thing I saw him in that wasn't Harry Potter was Lost City of Z, which he rocks in, and he's in the scenes where they're all like fighting in the you know, the Royal Society of Geographers or whatever the hell, explorers, the Explorers Club, where they're all like, I'm the best explorer. All those scenes which are so good, and he's so good at being like an evil jerk.
He feels like he has to be an actor. Like he couldn't just be like a waiter. He's too like
you can't be like walking around with that face.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't know. I'll have soup, I guess.
Have you seen Pillion? Is that what it's called?
No, but I want to.
Do you know about
I hear
this?
it's good.
No.
A erotic. What I mean, the description here is: a directionless man is swept off his feet when an enigmatic, impossibly handsome biker takes him on as his submissive.
Yeah. So Harry Melling is the sub, and the dom is Alexander Skarsgård.
Yes.
And it just premiered at New York Film Festival,
and A24 picked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's
A24 were like, by the pricking of my thumb. Yeah, sure, we want to make blockbusters now, but that sounds like one of ours.
He's incredible in Scruggs. We will have talked about that.
He's amazing in Scruggs.
I love him in The Old Guard, a movie that is good.
Yeah, he is. He's the sort of Mark Zuckerberg in that.
Yes.
He's the villain.
Yeah, but he's basically good in everything. I'm always excited to see him. Yeah.
Totally.
But yes, the exact guy you don't want to lose a job to.
Yeah. Nepo baby.
Cast within a film. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, in Scottish and most royal antiquity, Nepo babies did tend to get the crown. It was sort of procedure.
Nepos really used to be a problem.
I will also say, just like in
Prince William, low-key a Nepo baby.
No one talks about that.
Sorry,
I just found out who Prince William's dad is, and it is blowing my mind.
I am shook.
So much
and I'm
family
pointing
money.
at the text above my head. Yeah.
No, I will say, like, historically, the really laid in stone issue of like primogeniture, which is that your son is going to take over after you.
Gotta have a boy.
Gotta have a boy. It wasn't explicitly set at this period.
Okay.
The same way, because if your son,
Gotta name a good heir.
if your son is a dud, if he's a kid,
You had a mulligan. You
Yeah.
could,
It would be
you
so
could
funny.
opt
It's like,
out.
and because I have a dud son, instead my heir is Macbeth.
Yeah.
This guy rocks. Like,
well,
that'd be
it's just
good.
also easier for you if you're like a powerful lord and you know that the son is a dud. When the king dies, it like isn't impossible for you to gather support. And
What
Sure.
if you marry your dud son to like some hot lady who maybe can spit out some fire grandsons for you or something? You know, there's a lot of avenues.
Angles. They're angles. Yeah.
Yes, but okay. So Macbeth, of course, won't be king of Scotland. Bummer.
Unless
Unless he goes home and talks to his wife, the conveniently named Lady Macbeth. You think those guys swiped left on Tinder? I could do so many stupid jokes.
you do them.
Her name's Lady Macbeth. This
Yeah.
woman's made for me.
Her parents named her Lady.
she's just Macbeth, but with a bow.
Yeah. But the gameplay's a little stronger.
Her gameplay is a little stronger.
It is a little stronger.
Right.
Worked out
She's
some of the
like,
kinks, yeah.
we could kill Duncan. We
Yeah.
could
She
become the
gets
king.
word because he reported back like pretty weird. Like the witch said I was going to become king, but I'm not going to become king,
She's-
right?
That's so funny. I've been thinking a lot about murder
I've been
recently
thinking a lot about
and
this
its
like
values.
knife I have.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What do you think?
This knife is way too clean.
My sleep is so untroubled. Like,
Yeah.
I'd love to walk the halls being
I'm
crazy.
gonna shake it up a little bit.
Yeah. And what's done can be undone, right?
Of course.
Just in case.
Of course. That's what we all know about death.
Now, yeah, so he does kill him in his sleep.
A classic Coen Brothers thing is accidentally bringing the knife back to his room.
That's
Yeah.
true. He's
Yeah.
already messing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also that it's kind of like an awkward, clumsy death.
Yeah.
That it's not a classic Shakespearean, like just blade goes in, man falls to the ground. That you have this like uncomfortable sputtering and him lying there in an ugly position.
It's very like the shooting in Fargo when like the blood splatter is like more human than you
Yes.
in the car.
Yeah.
I saw someone on the Reddit was saying that they've been struggling in watching these movies with how flippantly the Coens treat death. And certainly their comedies, it can often be used as a punchline the way that the deaths stack up. But I think they like really, and watching this film, you get the sense that it's more Joel than Ethan, are kind of obsessed with the weight of death. and obsessed with how flippantly it can happen.
Yeah, superhero and action movies to me make death weightless and frictionless.
Right.
And I think Coen Brothers movies, by contrast, make death feel very emotionally affecting.
Yes. And like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The real Duncan was, of course, slain in battle at the Battle of Pit Gavany. I'm telling you guys something you already know.
Yeah, I got tattooed on my chest.
Pit Gavany.
That'd be a weird thing to have
Visited.
a real King Duncan.
I think it looks nice.
Was not killed in his sleep. What Macbeth is doing here is like violating the ancient sort of bread and salt thing, right? Like sort of like if you have someone in your home, you're kind of promising you won't do this to them. It's like the number one rule of like being a human.
Please don't murder me.
Right. In like medieval times, especially.
It's like it's violating in the way that like the psycho like killing someone in a shower.
Right.
Sure.
Like, well, I'm supposed to be safe here. I'm like, if I'm a house guest in your home, presumably they're not going to kill you in your bed.
Yes.
So it's kind of like he's kind of doomed from the minute he does this, I feel.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's getting it the wrong way. He's fulfilling the prophecy in the most literal way of like, yes, he can become the king, but like, what is being the king if like you're basically immediately like, okay, who's going to try and kill me now? And
now,
like,
Dana, as you called out, it's a classic Coen story of a guy makes one bad decision and doesn't quite know how to deal with the fallout of it, right? Ben, we keep asking you, because this filmography really tees up.
Now, you're Irish, not Scottish, really, right?
Classic
There's some Scottish
Ben
stuff.
Hosley, if I had been in this
Mostly
movie,
just Irish,
everything would have worked out great.
You don't have a clan? You don't have a tartan you've ever looked up or whatever? Everyone loves to look up their clan.
Yeah, no, I guess the Walsh side, which is my mother's maiden name, we do have a crest.
Yeah, sounds pretty
What's
Scottish.
on the crest? What does it look like?
I forget now.
It's just like a tube of toothpaste.
It's funny.
That's pretty funny.
You. I don't know. I'm really tired. Ben,
Why are you so tired?
It's Comic-Con weekend. That's why Dana's here.
That's why Dana's
It's
here.
a gauntlet.
Pre-order the book, The Arcane Arts.
This is your newly announced book. You just announced it at the con.
At the con with cover reveal.
You got so many projects.
I'm busy working.
Dana's always
scheming.
like texting me being like, when are you going to write a book? And I'm like, I'm busy, Dana. And Dana's like, right, I guess I don't really get that.
Yeah.
Like I'm always just doing another thing. You do so many things.
Oh,
my
Ben
friend.
is showing us the crest.
That's a cool crest.
It's
I like
pretty
that.
cool.
Solid.
3 arrows.
It looks like
roads almost. Roads pulling forward.
3 like PC pointers.
Yeah, it's got 3 mouse pointers to honor his skill as a Mac user.
Yeah.
Okay?
Good. Thanks.
All right, but anyway, what's your question to Ben Hosley?
Ben,
Yes.
if you were Macbeth,
Yeah.
how would things turn out for you? What would you have done differently?
Okay. I have a feeling I might fuck this one up.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
You think there's no way out on this
No way
one?
out of murdering
No.
a king
Now,
in your
are you
home?
pro-murder?
Let me ponder that.
Stroke the chin on this one.
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
Okay.
Good to have that on record.
And I want to have
Obsessed
that
with the
on
Sixth
record.
Commandment over here.
Yeah.
Right.
This biblical fuck. But you don't covet thy neighbor's wife either, loser.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well,
There was an incident in Scotland, the Scottish history, where like guest right was somewhat broken, I think. Right. But it's later. I think it's sort of post. I don't know. Like it doesn't matter. I wonder if Shakespeare's referencing something.
Ben, is your answer that you just simply don't murder the guy and feel comfortable with your position and just stay where you are?
Yeah, just take
Your
the
wife
Carter
promotion.
seems nice.
Yeah, it's not
I'll
bad.
be thane.
Nice work if you can get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It seems like if anything, he's moving up.
Yeah.
And he should just chill.
You know
or
what
like
he,
retire, bitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what
Yeah.
he could do if he actually did want to become king?
Mm.
The non-murder strategy is to undermine the son. Start like whispering
Oh,
to
sure.
Brendan Gleeson, like, your son seems kind of bad at being a king.
Oh,
I
right.
didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
No, here, I got it. I meet the witches. They give me this prophecy. I go, I don't know about all that murder stuff, but do you guys want to chill?
That's what you do.
By the cauldron puddle.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
become best friends with the witches.
And we just like have like kind of like a witch club.
Now, do you bring your wife in on it or not?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think if you don't tell your wife that you got this prophecy, that's
Yeah.
not a good marriage.
Yes. Also, if you're like, I met these cool
Right.
friends, they're witches. she's going to ask a lot of questions like, so what are they like pretty? Like, what are they?
Do they have like an Instagram I could like check out?
Do you find them attractive?
And there's 3 of them. They're sort of triplets.
Yeah.
Right. So like, do they, what does that imply?
Is that like a thing you fantasized about? I know you're telling me you're just friends with them, but you never let me come along to the puddle room.
Robert the Bruce killed John Common in a church is what I was referencing. Guys, you can look that up.
That sounds like a no-no.
It was seen as somewhat of a no-no, though it helped him consolidate power.
Yeah.
What?
I've never seen this before, but apparently...
Is your clan canceled?
It's just 3 fish.
All right.
Not bad.
They're probably good at getting fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You feeling bummed out about this?
A little bit.
Hey, man, back in the day, life in Scotland, there's a lot of water around. You got to eat. Got to get that fish.
I was just hoping it would be like, I don't know, bones or something.
Yeah.
That would be
Fish
cool.
have bones.
Fish have bones.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are bones
Top
underneath.
Cat's always showing us the bones. when
And
he
I
eats the fish.
do love seeing the fish that way.
It's
where
one of the
it's
best
just the head
things.
and then the bone.
Top Cat does. He really educates us. He does us a service.
Showing us skeletons.
If you took an X-ray to that crest, it'd be lousy with bones, Ben.
You're right.
True. But it would be cool if you were like, let me look up my clan. And they're like, the Bone Clan of the feared for 1,000 years.
There's bones and then someone just screaming.
Right. Anyway, they kill Duncan. Sorry. And
Macduff
Malcolm flees.
Macduff comes to visit the next day, and he's like, would love to see the alive king.
Yeah.
Right. I'm here to see our greatest breath-drawing guy, King Duncan. Where is he at? And so they kill some servants. That Malcolm flees to England over the border, and Macbeth gets that crown. And so immediately his gaze falls to Banquo because it's like, okay, well, the next thing is that you were in that fucking prophecy too. I got to deal with this.
And Banquo also was with him for the witch prophecy, so
Yes.
he's like, well, he might. We kind of know that the king was murdered, and he kind of knows I'm a suspect.
As much as Shakespeare made Banquo a not villainous character, he is culpable or whatever. Like Banquo is kind of just like a bystander. He kind of knows what's going on and doesn't like do anything about it.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the aforementioned crown, it rests easily upon his head, lightly.
This shit is light. I'm gonna do cartwheels.
Gravity, not an issue.
And so what's the next thing you got to do? You got to go kill Banquo, right? So there's 2 assassins. Do you know about the third murderer? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The third assassin. This is also one of the most exciting things about this movie specifically to me.
Right. So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a scene where Macbeth recruits 2 murderers, right?
Yeah.
And
then
says,
this movie
go
happened
do
in like
murder.
the tent.
Right.
The Menendez brothers.
But there are 3 murderers who carry out the crime. And in this movie, it's Ross is the third murderer.
And the other 2 murderers in that scene are like, who are you? And he's like, Macbeth sent me. I'm also here for this.
Sometimes I think in the stage productions, the character is literally just an extra and they don't think about it. But it's like an opportunity for you to like, you know, like interpret something like more complicated happening, right? I mean, I don't know how else to describe
Yeah, like
this.
because it's like, it's kind of interesting, like, oh, why would Shakespeare have a third murderer in the murder scene, but not the recruiting scene? I've seen some writing about productions that have actually Macbeth be the third murderer.
Right.
That then he's like late to his own banquet because he was making sure the job was done. But this movie makes the choice of taking the sort of side character, Ross, and not only giving him this sort of meteor role as the third assassin, but kind of like making him like a mythic figure throughout this story.
Right. Ross is like sees all and kind of participates, but isn't really like seeking vengeance.
Like Uatu the Watcher.
He's kind of like an Uatu the Watcher type.
I just got to bring this whole movie into my language.
No, I think that's totally right.
It also I mean, while we're talking about Ross,
the Polanski movie also makes Ross the third murderer. It's a thing that like some people do. But sorry, carry on.
Make the part bigger for a high schooler.
Right, sure.
But this movie kind of implies, not to get ahead of ourselves with spoilers, but like spoiling Macbeth.
Yeah.
It kind of implies that Ross kills Lady Macbeth.
Right.
A little bit? Did I misinterpret that?
No, you didn't. So like Lady Macbeth, before she dies, just to jump ahead to this, is, well, she's feeling crummy, feeling a little blue. And we see her like looking down the stairs. But we also see Ross turning on those lamps and gazing right at her. And it is sort of like you can take away from it, like, does Ross like shove her down the stairs or something?
It's not just that he's looking at her. He has like a little sinister sort of like,
He truly sees her for who she is.
But famously, Lady Macbeth commits suicide. It's not on stage, but that's like the classic interpretation of the play.
Can I ask, because I openly struggle to crack Shakespeare and understand how to analyze it.
Okay.
Can the two of you explain what you feel like McDormand is getting wrong in this performance? Because I agree that doesn't quite work, and I cannot identify why.
It's a fair question. Lady Macbeth is such a weird character. She's like the greatest like character, right? Like everyone wants to play Lady Macbeth because it's this opportunity for these incredible monologues. You can play this descent into madness bottled into whatever.
The power behind the power, the whisper in the ear. Right.
It's so cool. But also she's a completely one-dimensional character in some ways in that she's just like plot motivation, right? Like she's the evil woman who spurs everything into action. I mean, please jump in. Don't let me.
I like a Lady Macbeth. You have to. I like a Lady Macbeth that's like, okay, I'm either existing in the 11th century or like Shakespeare or the
because if it's the 11th century, you're like, this ambition makes sense. She would have no avenue for ambition.
She has to funnel through someone else.
And if this is happening in the early 1600s, you're like, how does a woman have power? And what I don't maybe attach to so much in this performance for me is I don't think Frances McDormand has an interesting answer where it feels like a very modern marriage because they're both like in their 60s and they have like a very respectful marriage. She's just like, I don't know, you should do this. Where I think a Lady Macbeth that's informed by either like the 11th or the 17th century, it's like she's using her sexuality in interesting ways. She has to be more subversive. I think maybe because of all the Coen Brothers movies or roles that Frances McDormand has played in her career, I read her very much as just like a straight shooter, good partner. And she is like telling Macbeth what to do, but she's not like being really wily about it.
I find her very subdued.
Yeah.
I don't find their chemistry. It's not like it's like non-existent because they do have the kind of mutual respect
but
thing going on.
But it's maybe overly comfortable.
Yes. Yeah. For a movie or a story.
Yeah.
Where she's like, you should fucking murder the king. Low key, stab that guy. That's crazy. And everything just proceeds a little too sleepily for me.
Well, especially if Denzel's going to be trying to root his performance in a modern naturalism.
And he's heavy on this guy's tired. This guy's old. Right. This guy is sort of like got a ticking clock. So he decides I'll make that decision like as my sort of last gasp.
That also perhaps works better if it's like he's literally like the sleepwalker from Cabinet of Dr. Caligari carrying out her mission.
Sure.
And she is putting a lot more electricity into it.
And there's something interesting about I've only seen the filmed version, but like the Patrick Stewart production where it's a much younger woman for an older man, which also has like this interesting friction.
Patrick Stewart wouldn't know anything about that.
No, of course not.
Not implying his wife is a murderer. She's just slightly than him.
But there's like that friction to it of like this tired guy trying to like, metaphorically get it up for his younger wife.
Right. Trying his first ever New York slice, in quotes.
Right, exactly.
But there's something
Let's
to like.
Let's move to Park Slope or kill the king.
What's the quadruple take video?
It's her
muffins are the best.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. It's some fucking double entendre.
Salt and pepper.
The greatest. Sorry, Dave.
Foo Fighters. Should we just keep doing it?
Patrick Stewart. There's something to like the
musical guest one. I didn't have my Romano ready to go.
The way that Lady Macbeth and Macbeth are talking, it almost is like, I want to go see my sister for Thanksgiving this year.
It's a little low stakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't, like, she's fine with the language or whatever. Like, it's not like I'm like, she's just reading it. Like, she's performing, but there's times in this movie, like whenever Denzel's raising his voice and popping off a little bit, I'm sitting up.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm just like, it's okay, guys, to have some, sort of, it's not over the top, but just some like, some more kind of energy for these.
But subdued works better for him, save for fits of
I think
mania.
he's got a good take.
He has a good subdued,
yes.
And I think that for me, the subdued would have worked better if it was a little more like blood and sex Lady Macbeth.
Denzel is also such an established movie star, and we know how he can uncork. So when he is playing in a lower register, the performance still has the tension of, is Denzel going to explode? And it makes
like
those
the
moments
Equalizer.
You're saying, when he fucking equalizes. Dana, have you equalized yet?
I have equalized. My husband
Equation
made sure
unbalanced.
I equalized. That was one of the movies where he's like, you haven't seen The Equalizer? He made sure I was
Have
equalized.
you watched all three?
No, I've watched 2.
Okay. Ben, have you now seen all 3?
Yeah.
Do you know that Ben knocked the equalizers out on our flights to and from LA recently, David? He has finally equalized.
Thank God.
And I got to tell you, it was fun.
We got to do them on Patreon.
We really should.
They will be so much fun
We
to
can
do.
do them on Patreon. Yeah,
Are you going to
we could
talk?
Equalize.
Are you going to talk the Queen?
Go on. What do you mean?
Queen Latifah?
I don't think we can fire up Queen Latifah's The Equalizer television show. No, I don't think there's time for
It
that.
is just so funny that has just existed concurrent to this thing, and they don't have anything to do with it.
They don't acknowledge it.
No. But the movies are so good. And yes, it is that thing of like, Equalizer does feel like the start of him trying to explore who is old man Denzel, right? Because Denzel aged so well for so long. And he didn't like hit a wall, but we crossed a threshold where it's like, he is an old man now. He is an old man now. And the last 10 years, he's had to like lean into it more and more and try to own it. It is interesting that I feel like he goes out of his way to look even older in this film. Like certainly the gray and the hair and the beard.
Yeah.
For a guy who tends to die, right? He's
His
like,
hair, you mean?
Yeah.
He rarely dies on screen, although
Correct.
he does die in this
He
one.
does die in this.
We think.
In this film, he
Turn of Macbeth.
he doesn't DYE, but he does DIE.
Yes. No, he does some tie-dyeing as well in this movie.
Sure. It just feels like he was always a very virile star. And he has finally tried to like settle into like, what is my elder statesman mode?
Yeah.
You know, when am I supporting? Our buddy Connor Ratliff had a very good take, which is that highest to lowest. Have you seen that?
Not yet.
Feels like the first Denzel performance of him going into his late Pacino era.
So true.
Where he's
complimentary or derogatory?
Complimentary in my opinion.
Complimentary, but yes, it's got that kind of like, what?
Getting
vibe.
bad.
Like,
but
yeah,
it's the first performance where he's just like, I'm just going to follow every single instinct I have. What if I have a dialogue scene with a framed picture? What if I start like yelling at a can of soup? You know, like, and all of it's engaging, and I think it makes sense for the story, but you haven't seen him do something that undisciplined before, which is interesting. Like, even Denzel's like weird oddball rhythms and like his like explosive like moments always feel like that is earned, that is justified.
Trained.
People wouldn't have the courage to do that, but what he's doing makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And highest to lowest is like him doing a fucking jazz set.
For better or for worse, in this movie,
yes,
there's no he doesn't do anything nuts.
Not really.
I think it's a very contained Macbeth performance.
I don't know if it's a deliberate quote, but these sort of hallucinations, the like fit of violence, the moment with the bird in particular, I really like the way Joel shoots those, and it feels very similar to Cassavetes' opening night, where Jenna Roland's character is haunted by this young fan that got hit by a car, and she imagines these fights with her that are her coming backstage, and they're done in like extreme Paul Greengrassy, super up close, shaky kind of like hand-to-hand combat. That it's like this is going on in her head, and the second you cut out to a wide, everything's fine. He thinks he's sword fighting. It's a bird that broke through a window, you know? Right. And those moments are really exciting to watch because you're like in the middle of the fight. Right. You're watching Denzel like joust at you from like 2 inches away.
Because, so much of the middle part of Macbeth is just him being paranoid.
Yeah.
And it can be hard to dramatize
Who's coming
that.
for me?
Right.
I think he visualizes that very well, Joel.
Is this a dagger he sees before him?
Is it?
In the Polanski movie, it's just like a little hologram of a dagger.
He definitely sees it before him.
Mm-hmm. He does see it.
He does see
him. So paranoid starts to get weird. He kills Banquo, doesn't kill Fleance. Fucked up. Messed up.
He's not an equal opportunity murderer.
You can kind of have the take that
he tries to kill Fleance.
They try to get him. Ross is the one who fucks up. And that by casting Ross in that role, you can then kind of signify it as like, this is where Ross's loyalty starts to wane.
They're on a break now.
Exactly.
That's a Ross joke. That's like a Friends Ross joke.
I think that was a really good joke. Did you see that David Schwimmer got a Paul Hollywood handshake on an episode of Bake Off?
No, that's cool.
Did he?
Yep. Yep. He made like
Celebrity
a pot pie
baker.
with tofu in it. Yeah.
But I'm sure it's kind of like Celebrity Jeopardy, where like the
right.
line
The
for a
ceiling is
handshake
different.
is much. Yeah.
Would you do Bake Off?
In a heartbeat.
Do you
Yes?
bake?
I do. I bake a lot.
Dana's a good baker.
I bake a lot.
What's your specialty?
But could you make like a, make a cake that's also a readable book or whatever they do these days?
Well, she's also good at writing books.
Well, maybe she could do it.
I don't. I think I would. I'm good at studying, and I'm good at like. I like a.
I know
because you
that.
have to practice
Yes.
all that fucking. But how's your like rough puff pastry?
I've made it. It's not
Okay.
great, but if I knew I was going to be on Bake Off, I would really throw myself into
What
it.
about I'm trying to think all the other shit they do on that. I don't know. Sugar.
You know what? Actually, what I would
Writing.
have trouble with is sometimes they're like, make a blah, 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 and it's some like British pastry that I've never heard of.
It is always
Sure.
good with like make the Queen's muffin, and you're like, what's that? And they're like, it's actually not a muffin.
It's a
You're like, what?
steak.
Right?
Well done.
I met Kim Joy at Comic-Con.
Oh, that's
That
cool.
was exciting.
She's fun.
She was at Comic-Con.
I love her. And that makes sense that she was at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
She has that moment where she really starts freaking out and crying. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And Noel Fielding comes over to her, which like this happens on the. Do you watch Bake Off?
I don't.
Okay. Well,
I
Noel.
watch Mighty Boosh, though. It's similar to that.
Yeah, it's the exact same.
It is so weird to watch it with, say, my wife who did not watch The Mighty Boosh.
Yes.
And try to explain like who Noel Fielding is and why he's here, right?
Yeah.
Like how could he have ended up here?
Yes.
Because it always feels like Noel Fielding just like walked through a tunnel and was like, oh, like it is in this tent. And he's
But
like,
also, part of his magic was that he always had the comedy energy of an old lady.
well,
Yeah.
that's true.
That there was this glam rocker thing, right? And this like party boy Lothario thing. But you're like, there is this like very delicate, like kind of.
And a
yeah,
kindness.
Yes.
He reads as kind.
an innocent.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's this moment where this lady, Kim Joy, who is sort of like, how to describe her, twee in a sort of nerdy anime. Right.
vibey bakes.
She starts like freaking out about something and it's just like, I can't do it. Like she just has the thing that would happen to me probably 5 minutes in where it's just like, I can't fucking do this. Like, it's just like staring at sugar and spices in an oven and Noel just comes and chills her out so beautifully. And it's like one of those like your heart stops moments in Bake Off. Ugh. Anyway, I'm glad she's doing well.
I'm glad he's doing well.
He's cool. He's doing great.
For the listener, David is making a gesture as if there is money in between his fingers and he's rubbing that dollar bill. And it's not a one. I'll tell you that. It's not a $1 bill.
Him and Allison Hammond are good at their jobs, but their job is mostly just going over to people being like, you cooking?
This looks good. This looks good.
And the guy's like, yeah, I'm really stressed out. He's like, all right, I'll see you later.
It's kind of the dream.
It's kind of great.
You
right?
work what? Like fucking 4 weeks a year?
You get to eat the cakes.
And then, right, if you want to eat some cake, you can have it.
Yeah.
It's up for grabs.
Yeah.
Like Paul Hollywood, he has one bite.
Good.
He moves on.
I
He's
bet
gotta eat 16
those cameramen are eating well.
I think that's what happens. They give it to the crew.
Yeah, because there's so much left over. It has to be.
But it's like they're giving the crew, like I said, like it's like the entire Bible replicated in cake form.
Tom DeLonge's head.
That was really. Do you know about that?
No, they made a cake of Tom DeLonge from Blink-182.
So it was like was it music especially?
No, it was just I think make a
your
sculpture
idol.
of your idol.
Okay. Your idol? And the person chose Tom DeLonge? Were there spiders on the cake?
I'm showing Ben and Griffin.
That's
crazy.
Unbelievable. I mean, SNL now has that like recurring sketch
Which
they do.
is very funny.
But
The one that Eddie Murphy did once.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. If you
I'm just laughing about
if
it.
you love Tom DeLonge so much that he's your first choice answer for Idol,
Yeah.
that is a disrespectful.
Because there was the disaster was the Freddie Mercury.
But look, that at least is stylized.
He looks like a bath toy.
That at least.
It's stylized.
It's kind of like
for
a Funko Pop.
There's an
Right,
artistic
right, there you
interpretation.
go.
The DeLonge seems to be going for realism and missing the mark. Wow.
They've gotten Bake Off used to be very classic, where
Yeah.
the challenges were like make a Victoria sponge cake,
Mhm.
and I
Right.
think they know now. Like I don't know, 20
got the
seasons
gimmick.
in
No,
the
it's-
Instagram
yes.
era, they've upped
Everyone's
their game.
watched the show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now they've all become genius. Yeah, right. It used to be amateur old lady bakers who
Yeah.
were like, I put some turmeric in this cake. And they'd
Right.
be like, whoa.
I made
relax.
one
Like,
tart.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it would be only amateur bakers. These
Yeah.
like grandmothers who are like, "This is my Bakewell tart recipe," and they'd be like, "This is great, good
Yeah.
job." And now it has to be you have to fucking sculpt Blink-182.
Yes, right. Tom DeLonge's face now. 20 minutes.
There was some Food Network show when my sister Romley was growing up and was watching Food Network.
Good.
You almost knocked
Checky over. It's fine.
Checky.
He's very robust.
But he's safe. When my sister Romley was just watching Food Network 24/7, the one show I liked watching with her, and I forget what it was called, but it was like The Great Cake Challenge or some shit.
Right.
And it was just that kind of like insane sculptural, like multi-tier mechanized 80%
which are not
fondant
designed
cake.
to taste good.
Right. That was the thing that was fascinating. They'd be themed and they'd be like, it's NFL day here. Everyone gets assigned a team.
Right.
And you have to make a cake of that team. And then you're just doing like fucking engineering with a cake, which was fascinating. But you're also like, this looks like it would taste like paper.
A lot of those like real sculptural cakes, they use like Rice Krispie treat to shape it out and then cover it in fondant. Like it's not even cake.
No,
at that
that's
point.
the thing. Right. They're like ostensibly edible, but they are not a cake and they're not elements that would taste good together.
The tragedy of Macbeth.
Is that he never lived long enough to see cake competition
if
shows.
He and Lady Macbeth
day.
could just like chill out in bed, watch the Great British
They
Bake
would
Off.
have retired if the Food Network existed.
Paul Hollywood, Thane of Cawdor. Paul Hollywood, King of Scotland, and then Paul Hollywood gets a little glint in his blue eyes.
Bakes a knife cake.
So he does start seeing ghosts and ranting and raving, and Lady Macbeth starts walking around, talking about her hands being covered in blood and such.
Is this my fault?
Well, the witches also warn him again to beware. They give him a sort of double-headed thing. They say, beware Macduff, and also don't worry, no man born of woman can kill you, and also you're going to be fine until Burnham Wood moves to your
literal
castle.
Fucking forest marches, okay?
So he's like, great, I'm immortal as long as I beware this guy. And if you want to make someone not a threat, you murder their entire family.
Yeah, easy.
I remember, so I saw this at the New York Film Festival, and I stayed for the Q&A with Denzel because I was actually interested. I usually dash out.
Denzel, Fran, and Joel?
And a few other people. Corey was there. Moses Ingram was there, who plays Lady Macduff and is a great actor. And Denzel, like, more than once shouted her out and clearly was, like, very happy she had been involved in the production. Was like, he does seem to be someone.
She has a great scene.
She's a great scene. Like someone who champions like younger black actors, right?
Absolutely.
Like that's something he's good at.
He's really good at it
throughout his career.
He puts them in prominent roles. He lets them pop. Of course, the young black actor he's championed the hardest is Austin Butler.
He's explain?
What?
He's like Austin Butler's #1 mentor because they did Iceman Cometh together.
Right.
And
when Austin Butler was not famous,
when he was just like a Carrie Diaries, like Disney Channel
dating
star.
Vanessa Hudgens,
and it was like his first real stab at serious acting. And Denzel brags
looks
about.
He was like, "You get caught stealing."
Denzel brags about that he always, he's going to work harder than anyone else. He's got the hardest work ethic. He was talking about with this that he like get on set every day at 5 o'clock in the morning and just run the soliloquies. He's like, I need to know these like the back of my hand. They need to feel organic. And he was like, I felt competitive with Bruno Delbonnel because he's like me. And I kept trying to beat him to set, and he'd get there an hour before me.
Bruno's showing up with like 8 more lights.
Right.
I was like, fuck you. And they're like running to the door together.
But I'm always
bicep
like
curls at the light.
half an hour earlier. And there's this story that Austin Butler kept doing the same thing.
Right.
And Denzel was like, you're never going to beat me. Try to show up early. I'm going to show up earlier. And then one day, Butler beat him to the theater in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, okay, kid, tell me what your deal is. Like, I'm now ready to take you under my wing. And Denzel is then the one who, like, really brought Austin Butler around town.
Right.
And was like, this guy's a serious actor. He must be considered.
Do you know how early he wakes up? His alarms, you would be 4:10, 4:11, 4:12, 4. They keep going off. I've checked.
I think it was part of it, though, that, like, when he was up for Elvis, Denzel called Boz and was like, you don't understand how hard this kid's going to work.
Denzel called, but it's like I'm just trying to imagine like that relationship, right? I guess everyone wants to be friends with Denzel.
But I don't mean this to deflate it. You are right that Denzel has been really good at like supporting young black actors, finding them, identifying them, really giving them roles. It's just funny that Austin Butler's like his #1 guy,
who is famously, I repeat, white.
He is. Oh, wait a second, Dana. You're telling me he's?
I've only heard recordings. What? Snowman, Frosty, Snowman.
This not man and this showman. We gotta do Boz.
Let's fucking do it. Is he working on something?
Yes.
He's got a project coming.
A Joan of Arc. They just announced he's doing a Joan of Arc movie.
With that cool
which I will say, that is always a bad idea.
It's gonna be normal. He discovered some like unknown 15-year-old.
Yeah.
I saw Baz Luhrmann. I was at a Harry Styles concert a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like in the section and he was there and he was having a great time.
I've told this story before, but I saw him at Forbidden Planet. There was like a torrential downpour outside and it felt like he just looked for the closest store to like get out of the rain. And he was examining the shelves of Forbidden Planet, famous New York comic book store, as if he were on an alien planet, like tilting his head at everything. And then the only purchase he made was a Wonder Woman umbrella.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he needed to get out of the rain.
And I was at first just like, that's a distinct looking man with specific energy. And then I was like, that's Baz Luhrmann.
We could do Romeo and Juliet if we did Baz Luhrmann.
Excuse me.
One of my favorite.
Excuse me.
I love that movie.
Romeo plus Juliet.
Sorry.
That's just me being an asshole.
Being an asshole. You're
That's
in the
just me
right.
being an asshole.
Ben.
You're
you
in the
should
right.
apologize.
So how do you say Moulin Rouge?
Moulin Rouge!
You gotta say it that way.
Every time.
Yeah.
Moulin Rouge! Do you like Baz Luhrmann?
I love Baz Luhrmann.
I know you do.
Yeah, of course I do.
What's his witchiest movie? What would he have you on for if we did Baz?
There's a fairy in Moulin Rouge.
Sure. The Green
Kylie.
Fairy. Yeah.
She actually represents absinthe.
Yes.
I kind of think actually the most noble bloody would be the Joan of Arc. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. And she was burned at the stake.
Yeah.
But pretty witchy.
Yeah.
She was
pretty
sort
witchy.
of, witch adjacent in some
Talking to
people's eyes.
God.
Pretty witchy.
Right. What are some other big witch movies we could do with you, though?
This is a really good
outside of Baz Luhrmann.
Your beloved Practical Magic.
Love that movie.
I love
Griffin
that
Dunn
movie.
series.
Got to be a sequel.
Yeah. Gonna be a sequel.
Who's
It's
directing
wrapped.
this?
Suzanne Beer.
No. Pop culture is so normal right now.
It's in the can. It's
Cool.
done.
You've already done Witches of Eastwick.
We
Yes,
have.
We did do that one.
Yes.
Movies
big witch
about
movies.
witches. Hocus Pocus, of course.
Yeah.
The Witch.
Uh-huh.
I love
The Craft.
Right. We've already had you do an Oz.
We did have of course, Robert Zemeckis' The Witches, a
Well, when
very
you do-
well remembered film.
One of the most remembered movies. Where John M. Chu it's inevitable.
Blair Witch Project.
Sure.
We'll
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Never
Um,
seen that movie,
Are
actually.
there any other witch comedies?
Well, I Married a Witch. The great
sure.
Renee
That's a
Claire
great
film.
movie. Which
I'm sure there's
basically
many.
was
The
You
Love
shouldn't
Witch?
say that about
The Love
your
Witch.
But witches are cool now, Ben.
Witches are cool now, Ben.
I mean, hey,
It would be funny if I went back to calling women witches, like I'm some fucking medieval guy. He's like, you witch! Like that. I'm
Or if
hoping
you
a
just
mob will assemble.
come into the studio exhausted and you're like, sorry, my witchy daughter kept me up all night.
That would be cool if my daughter went into witch mode.
Right.
She's not really. I mean, she doesn't mind witches.
What's she going to be for Halloween?
This year she wants to be
Great
an elephant.
question.
She wants to be an elephant.
Ellie or just generic elephant?
Elephant.
You know what
Okay.
I saw a lot of at Comic-Con that I think is going to be the Halloween costume is all the K-pop demon hunters.
Yes,
That
I
is
have heard this is
huge.
brewing.
It
That a lot of
feels-
parents are making panicked Amazon orders.
It does feel like under 20 K-pop demon hunters, over 21 battle after another.
Yeah. It's the
Right?
new dude costume.
It's
for
really
men.
hard to put together that Leo in one battle. Oh, I have to find a flannel shirt and some sunglasses.
A robe. You get to be so comfy.
It's just
Yeah,
going to be
sounds
so
good.
funny when these film bros show up at parties and there are 10 other Leos already there.
Totally.
They're the 10th Bob to arrive.
You gotta be Penn. You gotta just tuck a black shirt in too tight to
Yes.
some camo pants, right? And just walk like Vince McMahon. That's what you gotta
Are
do.
you?
Yeah.
Do you have a
I'm not fucking doing anything.
corresponding costume
No.
to elephant? No.
No.
What are you dressing the babies
Human
up as?
clothes. Bert and Ernie.
That's
Good,
cute.
good,
That's
good, good.
Because they love a Bert and Ernie book that they have, like a board book about them, and they've got kind of Bert and Ernie energy a little bit.
Great twin
Yep.
costume.
And we already have a rubber ducky and a toy pigeon. We can.
Are you going to dress your son up or is he a little too young?
We have.
You gotta dress
Gotta-
the baby.
no,
You gotta
baby,
put-
yeah.
I'm
gotta
sorry
throw
for even
something on
asking.
that guy.
I do have a little. I have a little pumpkin costume.
Okay.
Stay tuned on the gram.
That is pumpkin costume is just classic for a non-walking baby.
He's
You know
a
what I mean?
very.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
are
don't know if you've
pumpkins.
seen my
Oh,
baby.
I've seen
He's a
him.
big.
Yeah.
He's like a pumpkin boy.
He's
Yes.
giving cheek.
He's
He's given shake.
he's giving cheek.
He's given
Good
shake.
cheeks.
I got to say this. Baby in a pumpkin costume, always funny.
That's what we're going
It's
with.
not
We're
really
like-
gonna miss.
It's never not hitting.
We live on the east side of LA, and I was like, I don't want to do some hipster, showing off that we know some cool thing that will dress up. I'm like, I want to put this baby in a little pumpkin.
Is anyone gonna be unhappy to see this cherub-faced baby in a pumpkin suit?
I hope not.
No, everyone's gonna love it.
Yeah.
So Macbeth does kill the entire Macduff family except for Macduff himself, who runs away. And he goes to England. He raises an army with Malcolm. They cut down tree branches. They march on Dunsinane, where Macbeth is holed up. And they, fulfill the prophecies. And they do eventually kill Macbeth. But I do think this movie implies, like you say, that Lady Macbeth maybe doesn't kill herself. Maybe he's killed by Ross, who maybe has switched sides. I think the amount of attention they put on Ross, right, is suggesting that he's like some sort of like, fair weather friend.
He's like the moral center of the movie in that scene where he's like, I'm going to right the wrongs. I'm going to balance the scales.
Maybe I'm just a big fat dummy. Well, I am a big fat dummy, but I was
actually quite trim.
I'm rapidly expanding.
Okay.
I'm not getting skinnier.
Well, none of us are.
You know how like old people are always like, back then when I was thin and beautiful.
Right.
And you're like, why does everyone focus on the fact that like you were thin back then? And you're like, oh, because like everyone just bloats. Yeah. Even if you don't get big.
Yep.
You look at yourself when you had like zero body fat and you're like, holy fucking shit. I was like, my interpretation was, does she kill herself because she's like seen by him? That the look is less the intent to murder her and that he's like, I fucking got your number.
I mean, that's the more like classical I think that that's like the more Shakespearean.
She can no longer be perceived. Yes.
Jefferson Mays as the doctor can only do so much.
Jefferson Mays bringing the heat. It is fun to do like a Coen Brothers Shakespeare movie and be like, can we get Tony winners to play literal like one-line characters, basically?
Multiple years in Los Angeles, has done a one-man show of A Christmas Carol. That is one of the most extraordinary shows I've ever seen. I saw it one year. I saw it was coming back. I'm like, I'm seeing it again. Jefferson Mays playing every character. Yeah. He's so good.
Jim Carrey did it first and best, of course. So let's,
He only played half the characters. Carrie Elwes played the others.
Hey, this is coming out November 23rd, so I'll make sure to include a link to the show in the show notes.
Maybe. Oh, is he doing it again?
Let's see.
Well, I'm assuming, but I'll double check.
He's also, of course, in the Daddy's Boy part of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, right?
Yes.
Which is one of my favorite gags ever, which is that it just cuts off and then you cut to fucking, what is it? The TCM guy.
Yeah. Robert Osborne.
Right. Going like, and that's when the movie ends because the crew stopped filming it because it was so awful. And then he's like, anyway, next, Daddy's Boy again. What's going on? It's such a good double joke.
That show had jokes.
Yeah.
That was a funny show.
He's also great in Inherent Vice.
Yes, he is. That's right. I saw him in on the stage in the play about the Oslo Accords, which was unbelievably called Oslo.
That sounds like a laugh riot.
No, it wasn't. And it's so much yelling. Everyone was just like, we have to do the Oslo Accords. And at a certain point, I started laughing because they wouldn't stop yelling in this like acclaimed play.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In Christmas Carol, does he play like the biggest goose and everything? Like, does it extend to the non-speaking roles?
He's like, it's snowing.
He points at the gravestone, then he becomes the gravestone.
That sounds like he'd be like out of breath. He's like running around. He's like,
that's what I want.
Right. You want him panting.
If he's not collapsing on stage by the end, he's not. He's Tiny Tim and the crutch.
And I'm holding this. Like he just goes crutch mode.
Great.
So Macduff kills and
even
chops
though
off.
He says, you can't kill me because no man, born of woman. And Macduff goes, C-section, bitch.
He does say C-section, bitch, which was a Joel Coen addition to the plot.
You can't kill me, kind of the worst final words you can have.
It's the Twitter meme.
What are you going
to do? Stab me? Quote from Stabbing Victim.
I just simply would never say it out loud because it's not worth the risk.
I definitely wouldn't say it to anyone I was dueling with a sword.
I'm not gonna say it to anybody.
I guess so.
I
guess
want them
it's
to
inviting some tragic irony, right? No matter what.
You don't want to even walk down like the New York City street and be like, a piano's never gonna fall on me.
Right. I'm not scared of air conditioners leaving their windows. So
okay, yeah,
what do you guys make
doing
of
it.
Okay, I was looking it up. Where's he doing it?
At the Berkeley Rep.
If anyone has the opportunity to see it, highly, highly recommend.
It plays December 16th through the 21st.
It's a seasonal treat. It's
It also, wait. No, maybe this was a past year. It looks like he did do it at the Old Globe at some point.
Cool.
Anyway.
It's a great production. He should
Well,
run it back forever.
he should do it in the summer. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Or he should do like Scrooge Goes Hawaiian. He should like write a new...
A sequel.
What happened to Scrooge after he got his head screwed on straight?
Oh, yeah, that it's just Scrooge being chill?
Yeah.
He's like, you
Nice and
want a turkey?
generous.
Turkey.
Mr. Scrooge's holiday.
Hey, Scrooge, I need some money. Within reason, I can give you some. I'm a moneylender.
Summer Scrooge. Within reason. I'm a money.
I can give you all my money, but I'm not going to be an asshole about it like I used to be.
I'm fair, but professional.
Right,
Love
exactly. And
interest.
fucking Tiny Tim's dad, Bob Cratchit, that's his name.
Yeah.
Comes, he's like, can I take some vacation? He's like, yeah, within reason, 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know. And then more with experience. All that shit. It's just Scrooge just being fairly reasonable.
Fairly reasonable.
Fairly reasonable.
This movie does do some sort of interesting stuff with the crown.
Yeah.
It's a very metaphorical flying through the air crown. He kind of dies because he was reaching for it.
Yep.
A little on the nose, but I liked it.
It's a good death, though. I do like the.
The full beheading.
Yeah.
But also the duel
you get to
is,
see the head, which is fun.
the duel is really good. Like the choreography is like scary and intense.
Yes, it is. No,
Yes.
all the action at the end is well done, I would say. Denzel, obviously, very capable of such things.
Yeah, it is a
No
movie
slouch.
where I just watch it and I'm like, this feels so close to greatness.
There's an exercise quality to it that I cannot shake. I liked it more in the theater because it is quite overwhelming visually. At home, I was tired.
Same
I am a
experience.
parent of 3.
Yes.
And I was squeezing this in between, whatever my parental duties are. But I was having a little bit of the
I was
heavy
doing
lids.
the reverse Ben Hosley watching this after House of Dynamite. And I did feel like, man, this was a lot like easier to get into in a giant room.
You can, you can imagine a high school teacher showing this to their students.
Yeah. Yes. And I was certainly a kid where anytime they rolled out the old AV card and said like the next 3 classes are going to be a movie, I'm like pumping my fist. But sometimes those movies, better than regular class, but you're like, this one's a little bit of a snooze. Watching this on like a small school TV split up across days would be kind of deadly. You're not like, fuck, this one's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I think you're right. It feels like an exercise. It's what makes the upcoming film very fascinating to see because I feel like there isn't really a sense of who Joel is as a solo filmmaker.
Yeah. He didn't write this script.
He didn't.
The script famously already written for him.
Seeing that it's based on a play.
Oh, this one is.
This one,
right.
yeah.
But
So
the new film one assumes he wrote that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This one doesn't show who he is as a solo
That's the
writer.
other
It would
part
be
of it,
funny
right.
if the new one was like Lowell Gans and Babaloo Mandel or whatever. He was like, nah, it's just a good script. I dug it up.
But it is like you go onto the IMDb, it's the 4 actors you named, directed by Joel Coen, like no other credits. There's not even a screenplay credit. No one knows if it's based on anything. Bruno's shooting it again.
Yep.
I don't know, it's like a total mystery right now.
Totally.
But most of his usual collaborators. Yeah.
The film was warmly received.
Yeah.
But, not obviously best of the year type material, I feel.
It is also funny that in the year 2021, it felt like, oh, fuck, Apple's getting serious. They've signed this A24 deal, and one of the films is going to be Denzel and McDormand doing fucking Macbeth.
Right.
Like, this is a heavy hitter Oscar player, and the movie kind of gets like a polite nod while Apple wins Best Picture for Coda. This is the Coda year.
This is the Coda year.
Look, it's just the Coda thing. Obviously, it's partly that's a movie goes down smooth and like it's generally crowd pleasing. But when you look at that Oscar year, it's just a lot of like studios shooting their shot in a way where you're like, oh, good try. But like Netflix being like, can we sneak Power of the Dog by you a little bit? And eventually voters are like, I think too weird. I'm sorry. And like, could Licorice Pizza be the PTA movie?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, that's his least accessible movie.
Yes.
And then, Dune doesn't have an ending. Drive My Car was nominated for Best Picture, but is a 3-hour movie about rehearsing Uncle Vanya.
Yes.
By and large.
Right.
And then, like, Spielberg was like, I made West Side Story. Do you like it? And everyone was like, yeah, we love it. Like, 0 Oscars.
Right.
One
well,
Oscar.
excuse me. Yes.
But like that, it's funny that Spielberg was like, I have something for you.
Made
like,
a
he's like a big
masterpiece.
treasure chest filled with jewels, and everyone's like, yeah. And then they walk over to the like glass of orange juice that is Coda.
Also,
like, where it's just like, it's fine.
It goes down easy.
The fact that he had shot it in 2019, and you were like, this is a pre-pandemic movie. It's Spielberg with like full control. Remaking a best picture
It doesn't
winner.
have any, the COVID stuff because it was just delayed.
You're like, this thing has just been locked away for 2 years because he wanted to wait until audiences could come back.
Right.
And everyone was just like, yeah, good job.
Good. We liked it.
Yeah.
Coda. I can't shake Coda. Anyway, just a funny situation.
And she sings at the end. We get to hear a song.
Yeah.
She does. She sings.
Because
Joni
West Side
Mitchell.
Story, they don't.
No, they
there's no
don't sing.
songs.
There wasn't enough singing for them.
Maybe they all watched it on mute by mistake.
That's why they thought it was good.
They were like, this movie's weird. No
Yeah.
one talks. We're going to do the box office game for January 28th, 2022, which is when this film is released in IMAX.
A24 took advantage of a weird theatrical landscape.
We'll see, quite a weird one. We'll see here.
As things were rebounding and they kept getting... Do you remember also that they did like 1 week of Nomadland in IMAX?
In
like,
IMAX?
Yes, in early 21.
I mean, look, man.
A lot of these art house movies were getting like 10-day IMAX runs because they were like, we don't got fucking anything else.
I would be interested in how this aspect ratio worked in IMAX.
Yes, because this is a very boxy Academy ratio movie. It's actually pretty well suited for IMAX. Yeah. What are you laughing at, David?
Ben sent a link. This is very interesting. So he sent a link about House Hosley, I suppose, or whatever.
The preview text I got is check out the early notables of the Hosley family.
So if I can handle this, Griffin, because I want your genuine reaction to this. So apparently this surname Hosley first found in Oxfordshire in 1190.
Okay.
Been registered in the various roles ever since, right? Early notables of the Hosley family include William Ostler.
Just like a variation spelling.
Died 1614, an actor in English Renaissance theater, a member of the King's Men, the company of William Shakespeare.
Okay. Wow.
So there you go. Doesn't say who he played, though. But he was one of the King's Men.
Okay. That's cool.
So it's in my blood, but
Respect.
I'm also kind of like, meh.
Yeah. The actual weekend this movie goes into limited release, as we says, the Matrix
Christmas.
Resurrections weekend.
I mean, again, when we're saying went into theaters, I assume it was just a couple screens that
I was
Christmas
surprised
released.
it was playing at this Beacon place in mid-January. It made less than $500,000 in theaters.
Mean, it has a non-reported gross because they four-walled it, so I don't know. Yeah. Number one on January 28th, though, Griffin. It's been out for 7 weeks. It's made $735 million.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
That's the one with all the Spider-Men.
Yeah. It is weird that, 2021, the theaters reopened. Things are rough.
Things are weird.
And people were like, maybe they'll just never go back to the theater again. And at the height of a surge, Omicron starts surging like a week before, and they were like, is this going to fuck up Spider-Man?
Nope.
Becomes one of the highest grossing films of all time, and basically there's another 6 months before something else hits.
All of the Spider-Men are in it.
All of them are in it. And that had not been done.
Andrew Garfield.
Tom Holland.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Dane DeHaan? They got Dane DeHaan in it?
No Dane.
He is not
The
present.
great Dane did not arrive.
In fact, are there the lizards in it?
And Electro.
And Electro.
But Electro's got the new.
Oh, yes.
Electro's like, forget everything I used to be.
I don't have the whole blue blobby
What
thing
if we just
happening.
reset
I'm
to
not a living jellyfish.
Jamie Foxx playing Electro?
A bad movie, in my opinion, but undeniably enjoyable.
That is how I feel about it. It is one of the sweatiest screenplays of all time. It is constructed out of nonsense. It does have juice in it. It's
real chemistry between the two of them.
This was your whole take at the time, which I really agree with, which is like the movie is actually an argument for movie stars.
Right.
That the last act of that movie works because you're like, here are 3 different guys in 3 different eras who had such unique takes on the characters that watching the 3 of them talk to each other is more exciting than like any fucking CGI fight.
I completely agree. Those are the best. I mean, especially, I feel like it was the Andrew Garfield moment, and obviously he was in Tick, Tick, Boom. He gets the Oscar nomination. Like, Garfield was having a nice little time.
Back, and you got all the fucking character actors in it. It's like,
yes. Number 2 at the box office is a horror film. It's been out for 3 weeks. It's a solid hit. It is the 5th in a franchise.
So January 2022, 5th in a franchise. It's a solid hit. 5. It's a 5.
But the 5 is not in the title.
The 5 is not in the title. When does the franchise start?
1996.
It's a 96. Oh, so it's Scream.
It's Scream.
It drives me crazy.
Well, the 5 is in the title, but it's a V.
Only in the poster.
Which I hate. I hate. It is one of my least favorite modern trends is horror reboot that has the exact same name as the original and has to be referred to with the year in brackets.
The Halloween.
And as I always tell you, you've never seen the film Scream, but that is literally addressed in the movie. Which makes sense because it's Scream.
I'm hoping the new Scary Movie does the joke of calling itself Scary Movie brackets 2026.
They should do that. Right.
That is funny.
Brackets 2026, brackets 2026.
Yeah.
Number 3 at the box office is an animated film. I have not yet watched these with my daughter because I know she will love them and I don't want to deal with it.
Okay, it's a franchise.
It's the second.
It's the second.
Of 2.
It's the second of 2. It's not, no. Cruise was a 2020. It's the second of 2, but you think they're going to make more?
I mean, these movies do well. I don't think so. They're probably done. This one did less well. The first one did very well.
And is it a whole, it's Sing 2.
Sing 2.
It actually made a good amount of money. The first one was humongous.
First one was a huge hit. The second one in COVID time, sort of society opening back up times, made 162 domestic, which is good.
But the first one made like 300 domestic.
And it's also like how many fucking
I don't know.
It's just animals singing pop songs.
I believe
it's Animal American Idol, but it's also like let's put on a show. We need to make a talent competition to sell tickets to not lose the theater. I saw the second one and not the first one. I'm perplexed by those movies. It's Garth Jennings who's good.
It was once.
Yes.
I don't know.
They're not like poorly made, but I just do not get them.
Number 4 at the box office is, you're never going to get this. Or maybe you will. It's a Christian movie.
I like a challenge. Okay. It's a Christian movie.
Yeah.
Is Greg Kinnear in it?
He's not, although
good
feels
follow-up
like he
question.
should be.
Good follow-up question.
It looks like it's based on a historical romance novel from the 90s set during the 1850s gold rush.
Jesus. Okay.
It's got one of those posters where a man and a woman are doing like a forehead kiss and there's a big bright sun behind
like
them.
all of them.
I know.
Are there any name actors in this?
Yes, but like not huge
Can
names.
you give them to me though?
Abigail Cohen, Tom Lewis, Logan Marshall Green, Nina Dobrev, Famke Janssen, and Eric Dane, who of course has recently sort of semi-retired or whatever because he's suffering from ALS. It's one of his last films, maybe. I'm
going to guess that this movie is called God is Gold.
The film was directed by DJ Caruso.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is crazy.
Yes, he's basically
like pivoted to that space.
Straight to, faith-based.
And it's called Redeeming Love.
Yeah, would never get that.
How could you?
Yeah.
Number 5 at the box office, of course, is a prequel to a couple action movies. It's a pretty cursed movie.
It's a pretty cursed movie. It's a prequel to a couple action movies.
It's a prequel to 2 action films.
It's not like Transporter, but is it something in that kind of bent? Is it that?
It's got a British bent to it, for sure.
Is it that level of franchise, though? It's The Kingsman.
There you go.
A film that ends, do you know this, Dana?
Yeah.
With introducing Hitler like he's Thanos.
This is true.
And I love that Matthew
I've never
Vaughn's,
seen it.
Like, of course we're going to make the sequel.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Everyone's demanding. In fact, it might be a Hulu series.
It might be on Argyle as well, somehow. You've also got...
Argyle's sort of in the Kingsman universe.
Sort of.
Yes.
As we have discussed.
Yes.
But only vaguely.
People made a really funny Reddit thread complaining about...
I can't believe they spoiled Argyle.
Spoiling Argyle. Everyone was in on the bit of... I was truly about to watch it tomorrow.
Was really funny.
But the funniest thing is we did not talk about the central twist of Argyle.
Twist.
We just talked about the 2 inexplicable mid-credit scenes.
Right,
and the main twist is that it's based on a book written by Taylor Swift.
Exactly. That's the main twist.
Just to further illustrate what a weird time this was for the American box office.
Matrix Resurrections is like out of theaters, right?
Number 16.
Yeah.
Number 6 is The 355.
Oh, of
Remember that one?
Yes.
Where a bunch of women were spies.
That was the ultimate. This can't miss. They cast 5 of the biggest actresses from different countries. Everyone will go see this.
Number 7 is American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story in which Zachary Levi plays the quarterback and religious figure Kurt Warner.
Normal guy?
Yep, normal guy. Number 8, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Griffin!
Well, it's still in there.
Ugh, yeah, after 11 weeks. This is what I'm saying.
But
It's not
that's
good.
kind of because Resurrections is like week 4.
Resurrections was on fucking HBO Max day and date.
I know. I'm surprised Ghostbusters is hanging in there, but you're right. The answer is that like one new movie got released every 3 weeks.
Number 9, Licorice Pizza. Number 10, West Side Story. So 2 somewhat underwhelming, but good Best Picture nominees.
What's
here.
Afterlife up to at this point?
Afterlife has made 128 on its way to a robust domestic total of 129.
It's all of them end up at the same fucking number. It is incredible how outside of the original Ghostbusters, not adjusted for inflation,
I have to pee so bad.
Ghostbusters 2, Answer the Call, as staged at the Globe, Afterlife, and Frozen Empire all basically end up at an identical number.
130?
Yeah. And there's always this asterisk of like, Ghostbusters 2 was a genuine like disappointment, right? Like huge drop off from the original at the time. And then Answer the Call, they were like, well, the backlash. Ghostbusters is still valuable as a franchise, but the backlash killed it. And then Afterlife comes out like in like shitty 2021, and they're like, it was a hit, and in normal times it would have done better. And then they release Frozen Empire in a totally normal time, and it ends up at the exact same number.
I just don't think like and correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't seem like Gen Z is like attached to Ghostbusters as a piece of IP.
My little cousin really likes Ghostbusters, but I'm like, is that like speak more to him just being an obsessive kid who's really thorough with stuff? Sims always puts it, David Sims, who's the guy who hosts this podcast and is in the bathroom right now. He always puts it like it is ultimately like a good concept with a great logo.
Yeah, and a good song.
Right. That like the song and the logo always are basically going to get you to 130 domestic. And they keep trying to crack like what is the way to make it super relevant to kids today. And they can't do
Stranger Things kids. Isn't that the way to do it?
They tried that.
I mean, you name a character podcast.
You name a character podcast.
I will say I think one of Ghostbusters' enduring cultural legacies is now that this will be post when this podcast comes out, but currently when we're recording it, it's almost Halloween season.
Spooky season.
And I feel like on every like pre-made playlist for like Halloween songs, the Ghostbusters song is, and it's like, it's actually not a Halloween movie.
But it rules. The song rules. It's like maybe the best song of all time. This is the thing. Like Ghostbusters will never be valueless because the song will never stop playing.
Yeah.
And the logo will never stop existing.
It's cool.
And then like one step down from that, like Slimer and Stay Puft, like basically should be on the back of money, are like as important to American culture as most of our presidents. And then beyond that, you're like, what is this?
Did you ever watch like the Casper movies?
Dana, I talk about them all the time.
Oh.
You're venturing into...
Dana just asked, Griffin, did you ever watch the Casper movies? So buckle up. There's an hour left in this episode.
Was one of those put in theaters this week or something? I saw it on a box office list.
They're re-releasing for Halloween. It's the 30th anniversy.
The original.
The boy.
The only theatrical.
The Christina Ricci one?
The Brad Silberling, the Sexual Awakening movie.
Yeah.
That movie fucked. I love that movie so much. And then I
remember I saw it in theaters, and I remember not even liking it at the time. I'd be interested to revisit.
I'm sorry.
Your
brain was not developed.
A young preteen girl.
No, I was 10. I think I was possibly too old for like true kid antic shit or whatever.
It's not true kid antic shit.
I mean,
it's dark. The movie's dark.
I
do remember it being a little dark because, there's death.
It's right. It's like about death.
And Bill Pullman dies, and then they resurrect him.
Casper's dad spent his entire life trying to build a machine to bring ghosts back to life, and they revive the machine, but only have enough ghost juice to bring one ghost back to life. And Casper's cousins murder Bill Pullman, and he makes the sacrifice of letting Bill Pullman have the ghost juice rather than himself. He was going to use it for himself because he's in love with Kat, played by Christina Ricci, but she would never date a ghost. And because of his selfless act, Her dead mother, who's now an angel, grants Casper one wish, which is Cinderella rules. He's allowed to be a human
boy for a day
for
or
like
whatever.
an hour. So he shows up like the party
smooch.
looking like
Devon
Devon
Sawa.
Sawa, and she loves him. And he says, "Can I keep you?" He whispers it into her ear, and they're dancing and floating above the crowd. And Oscars should have been thrown at the screen.
Take a hike, English patient, or whatever.
Did you ever see Casper Meets Wendy?
Yes,
I
with
had
Hilary
that on
Duff.
VHS.
I think a listener is perhaps because Shelley Duvall is in that movie.
Yes.
And a blank check listener went to the Shelley Duvall estate sale and I believe purchased for us Shelley Duvall's copy of Casper Meets Wendy with a certificate of authenticity. That's showing up at the P.O. box soon, Ben.
That's a really nice listener.
Casper, A Spirited Beginning is one of the joke titles I will throw out if I can't guess something in box office games. So it gets said
Which is a film that
lot.
was not released in theaters.
No, it's a straight-to-DVD movie with Pauly Shore and James Earl Jones as the voice of Ghosts.
Gutenberg's there.
Gutenberg's there.
One of them plays the stinky ghost.
They're different ghosts.
Oh.
They're new ghosts because it's a prequel. I think
But
the
ghosts can live for...
uncles are still in it. The ghostly trio.
Dana.
The ghostly trio is still in it. James Earl Jones is like some evil genie ghost.
He's called Kibosh.
There
Really?
we go.
I'm not joking.
And Pauly Shore, I'm looking up here, plays his weaselly sidekick.
Wait, what? His character is called Snivel.
Okay.
That's a fun name for a Weasley
That's fun.
sidekick.
It looks like Casper Van Dien is also in it, and I imagine he was cast as a joke
Probably.
because he plays a character called Bystander. So do you think they were like, there's an actual actor called Casper? Do you want to be in the new
It must
Casper
be
movie?
like the Bort joke where someone says Casper and he turns around and says like, what?
Me?
Yeah.
How's Casper Van Dien doing now?
Isn't he was married to like royalty and his daughter is like a big influencer who also is in line for
Grace
a throne maybe?
Van Dien.
Yes. But
I
I
don't
want
know.
to say he married like a princess. They're divorced.
Scottish
He married the daughter of the princess of Yugoslavia, which is a country that doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know how much. Right, Yugoslavia has abolished its monarchy, but I guess some sort of courtly
Sure.
homes maybe in their
Mhm.
life or whatever.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Dana, you have
They're
8,000
divorced.
things to plug.
Dana, plug.
Listen to my podcast, Noble Blood, which is about history. New podcast, Hoax, which is about historical hoaxes
With Lizzie Logan.
with my friend Lizzie Logan. If you like sort of like gothic YA novels about grave robbers and surgery, read
Yeah,
Anatomy, a Love Story. If you
Available
want-
now in paperback.
Available now in paperback. And if you want to pre-order a book about, sexy magic and a professor and grad student going on, a sexy little adventure.
David's eyes bugging out. his head.
I've read it. It's
He's
great.
read some, yeah. Pre-order The Arcane Arts,
Hell yeah.
which I wrote with a friend under a pseudonym. So if you see that it's not by Dana Schwartz, I'm there. But
Great.
The Arcane Arts.
Right. You have a combined pseudonym?
Yeah, it's like SA Hardbody or whatever. I forget what it is. What is it?
What
What
is
is
this?
it?
It's
Story-
SD Coverley.
SD Coverley.
Yeah.
There you go.
What is the story behind deciding, like, we're going to write this together under a pseudonym, but not hide that we're the ones who wrote it? Because I just saw the announcement
Yeah.
of, like, Comic-Con book, it's the two of us, here's the name we wrote it under.
Yeah, it's because we wrote it. We came up with the story together. I would write the female character. He would write the male character.
Okay.
We'd go back and forth chapters. And then we were talking to our editor. And basically because I had written YA novels,
Mhm.
this is a little sexier.
They were like, is it a branding thing?
Is it a branding
Okay.
thing? And also, this is fairly common. People are less public about it, but there are
Mm-hmm.
a lot of co-written books that just use one pseudonym.
The only part that surprised me
Yeah.
was announcing that from the forefront.
I think
Yeah.
the reason is because I like this book. I think we did a good job. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
And I think the publisher and editor know that I have a promotional apparatus that they
Uh-huh.
wanted to use. So they were like, we'll go with the pseudonym, but can you push it on Instagram?
But it's you.
Right. We'll
Yeah.
be public about the pseudonym.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
I like this book. I wrote it because I think it's good.
It's a public
Could have, though, showed up in a trench coat.
I could have.
It's
Or
stacked on
with a
top.
mask and been like, I am SD Coverley?
SD Coverley.
I am SD Coverley.
It's very clever if you think about it. My initials
Mhm.
are Dana Schwartz, which is a
Right.
DS. So we sort of,
Right.
you flip them.
Mm.
It's a thinker.
Very, very clever.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. Thus concludes our one episode series on the films of Joel Coen,
Should we all take a
solo
bow?
director. We should take a bow. It is fun that we'll have a new Joel Coen solo project, hopefully to cover in 2026.
Yeah. And then whatever they might do in the future, either of them.
I just want to get back together.
I do too.
I'm all for this experimentation, but I certainly in rewatching all of their films and then watching the solo ones. It's like when they're together, it is the best shit on earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tune in next week for
next week we're doing Driveway Dolls
with
right?
MXM Tune.
That's right. Great episode.
And then of course we get to end this series on a bang with Honey Don't. A movie that I will admit kind of broke me.
Oh?
Yeah. I need to watch it again. But
it's the response.
It's okay to just not like it.
The way the movie is titled is as if your spouse is telling you they're going to watch this movie.
Yeah. 10 comedy points.
Let
me be clear, David. I'm not at war with not liking the movie.
Right.
I've accepted that.
Right. It's not a good movie. I mean, or you can, others agree it is not good.
Yes.
You're not screaming into the wind here.
No, but I do think it's interesting to talk about it, and we'll talk about it in 2 weeks.
God, I'm going to have to rewatch it.
Sorry. I ordered the Blu-ray.
Oh, that's a bridge I shall not be crossing.
Gotta go on the shelf.
Do you have the shelf space? You live in New York City.
I don't have the shelf space. I have stacks of things on the floor.
The shelf space.
So much shit in storage. My life's a nightmare. Anyway, tune in next week for Drive Away Dolls. And as always, David, I regret to tell you, but because we must consider the witchy tradition in Dana's guest appearances, and she already invoked it.
Oh.
Casper Meets Wendy. Locked on the feed.
Dost thou
Okay.
have a quote?
Save this for the mic, man.
Being recorded.
There are actually a lot of really famous quotes from the play Macbeth.
Really?
Ben.
If there's any
It's
good
not a very quotable movie.
Uh-huh.
There's not. It's weird.
Like Ben,
they have
did
no
you have
quotes on the
moments
IMDb page.
where you were like, "Oh shit!" Like, because I feel like that happens so often when you watch Shakespeare. If you're not a Shakespeare person, where you're like, "Oh, that's like that phrase that exists in
Save
society."
this.
I mean,
Save
listen,
this.
We're recording this.
Yeah, this is all being recorded. I had to read, and I've seen Macbeth before.
Fair enough. So it was not quite.
It wasn't as surprising.
I like when they say sleep no more. I'm like,
Yeah, and then they say, it's closing soon.
Okay, I'm just gonna say.
Doing a bank show. It's about a bank.
Blank Check with Griffin and David is hosted by Griffin Newman and David Sims. Our executive producer is me, Ben Hosley. Our creative producer is Marie Barty Salinas, and our associate producer is AJ McKeon. This show is mixed and edited by AJ McKeon and Alan Smithy. Research by JJ Birch. Our theme song is by Lane Montgomery and the Great American Novel, with additional music by Alex Mitchell. Artwork by Joe Bowen, Ollie Moss, and Pat Reynolds. Our production assistant is Minnick. Special thanks to David Cho, Jordan Fish, and Nate Patterson for their production help. Head over to blankcheckpod.com for links to all of the real nerdy shit. Join our Patreon, Blank Check Special Features, for exclusive franchise commentaries and bonus episodes. Follow us on social at Blank Check Pod. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, Checkbook, on Substack. This podcast is created and produced by Blank Check Productions.